Is everybody having a good weekend? Hey, tell me how my sound sounds. I noticed that last stream it was very quiet. Or not quiet, it was very low. And I'm not trying to have you guys having to keep the fucking phone or speaker or whatever you guys listen this to up to your ear and shit. I would like for you guys to be able to hear this in the background if you can. How's everybody's weekend going so far? Everybody had a good Saturday. Hopefully Sunday is popping for you too. Just hopefully. Oh, it sounds good? Great. Great. So here it is. This is where this stream will go along with all the other streams. Today, we will, of course, be talking about the J-Man, about Jeremy Hambley, the talk of the town, the guy who Jeremy has officially. You guys know that, what's that meme? The meme where it's like, you have this guy in a suit and he's offering you a bargain, and in exchange for basically everything, you get absolutely nothing. This is a bargain that Jeremy has basically made willingly with himself in exchange for getting rid of the Kino Casino's clip channel. He has instead gained a giant detractor verse that spans the political spectrum, spans multiple communities. I see the same type of detractor content I see for people like Dark Side Phil or fucking Wings of Redemption now, right? He's in that rotation. And it's completely self-afflicted because nobody was going at him like that up until he decided to flag down the fucking Kino Casino. And, let's make sure, let's be exact about this. He didn't specifically flag them down. I mean, he could have. He didn't show us all of his fucking channels. He has a dozen YouTube channels, probably even more we don't even know about. They have just been forgotten in time. So we don't really know what he was flagging the shit with. We do know that he did report people. That is undeniable. Even if you say, well, he didn't report the Kino, because he reported somebody, he snitched on somebody, and he literally said that he was going to take them out. I don't even think it's even worth debating the issue anymore. I'm going to spell it out when I put out my video on quartering next week, when I finally get to it, which I got to be quick, right? I got to move because holy shit, there's so much. It's like a fucking tsunami of Jeremy Hambley quartering detractor content, bro. It's really bad. This is what he agreed to. This is what he wanted. Now, instead of just two fat Canadians beating on him every other day, now it's literally everybody. It's Stuttering Craig. It's H3. The lefties are beating on him again. You got all these smaller commentary channels who are beating on him again. People making whole streams about him now. And the two fucking retarded Canadians are still making content about him because he wanted to take down their kick. He was never going to be able to do that. It's crazy he was even able to do that shit on YouTube. He continues to take down people's shit on YouTube, but he was never going to take them down on Kick. So it doesn't mean anything. They make all of their money off of Kick, and they've been getting even more viewership ever since you took them off of YouTube. You really made things worse. Basically, now he has the Kino Casino plus everybody else shitting on him too. And he gave everybody free content. Everybody is eating off his fat ass except for him, which is probably good for him because he could lose a couple inches off that waist. Anyway, we're going to get into exploring some flaggotry of Jeremy Hambley. We're going to go back into the past, and then we're going to catch back up because recently, there have been a couple examples of people shitting on Jeremy just getting their shit taken down. One of the most insane recent examples, literally, it was either this morning or last night. Luther Morgan, he put out a video where he revisited coffee brand coffee and that whole grift. And he explored it from another angle to show that Jeremy might actually not be dropship like we thought, coffee brand coffee. It might not just be some white label shit. It might actually be something even more retarded and I think that he's actually on to something, because his shit got taken down. Because we're going to get to it. The reason why it got taken down was the dumbest reason ever. But the fact that Jeremy would actually go to that length to just take out Luther Morgan, he's the guy who made the LOLcow book, by the way. He's that guy, which everyone should just go buy in Amazon. Jeremy is in that book. He's in the first volume of the LOLcow book by Luther Morgan. But he's a pretty small guy on YouTube. He doesn't have a big audience, but he goes at him anyway, specifically because he's saying this shit about coffee brand coffee, and he goes pretty deep into it, right? He's fucking using all these government websites to like look up LLCs and like what's selling what, and is he even running a factory in this location like he claims to, and all this other shit. So, we're going to get to it, and I think that Jeremy got very spooked because we're on to him. It's just like how he had to take down the casino after they named Adam Seller as the bull. He had to, the casino's clip channel had to go because they were too close on target. And it's the same thing with Luther Morgan's video about coffee brand coffee. He's on to something, and Jeremy's trying to sniff it out. It's not gonna work, Jer. It's not gonna work, Quartering. We're on your ass. We already know. The streets already know. He doesn't understand this. He doesn't understand that once something gets put out into the internet, it's already too late. You can't shut it down. Maybe if you were a little guy, maybe if you literally were some small 5K subscriber channel and all this was some niche drama happening on some fucking Discord, maybe then you could maybe sweep it up. But you got 2 million subs, bro. People with channels about the size of yours are now talking about you. H3 on his giant podcast is talking about you again, right? He's talking about you like everybody else talking about you. I keep seeing all this content about you and shit. Side scrollers, Stuttering Craig is on your ass and shit. It's too late. You can't sweep it up like you used to. Right? But he used to, right? He did used to sweep it up. Before we get to Luther Morgan, we're going to go back in time to 2020 to when he took out 8 Thoughts. Now, we talked about 8 Thoughts once in a previous stream on one of the Quartering leftover streams I did after I dropped my doc on Quartering last year, right? We did cover 8 Thoughts, but we got a revisit time when Quartering basically did to 8 Thoughts what he did to the casino and what he's doing now against Luther Morgan. So anyway, everybody keep an eye. You can just come and check out the Stream VODs playlist whenever you want to watch an old stream. Okay, now before we get to any of that, before we get to 8 Thoughts, before we get to Luther Morgan, first, this is going to be a short stream, I swear. So we're just going to look at a couple things. First, we got to get to one of my favorite videos. What is this? Oh no, that's too early. We gotta get to him shitting on Jack Murphy. We gotta go back to 2021 to the Jack Murphy saga. Gator, thank you for $5. Pull a chair and record your Mikey No More vid on stream. Well, you know what? I might end up. I've been thinking maybe I should because who does this? It's Gokunaru. Gokunaru, he had this thing called the Gulag stream. And what the Gulag stream was, what Gulag streams are, is that basically he streams himself working on a video. So it keeps him accountable and it makes him work hard, right? It makes it seem so he has no excuses because he's literally on camera. He's on 4K. He can't be lazy when the camera is recording you work and shit. So maybe I'll do that. So I can get shit. Maybe I'll get some videos out quicker. Maybe I'll put out more than a video a month for once. Gwimmin, thank you for $20. From @Team YouTube, you're on thin ice, buddy. If you piss off Flagger and Striker Quartering, his bots will come after you. All 30K for Sweet Rumble bots. Recently, I was thinking about doing this. I was thinking about looking at a recent Quartering stream with Melanie Mac and Hannah Claire, but it's so fucking boring. I'll give this to Worski and PPP. Those motherfuckers be milking the shit out of Jeremy to an extent that very few people can. Because I've been going through his streams looking for shit that I can maybe A-log, that I could tear apart on my streams. And there's just not that much. I don't know, bro. There's just not a whole lot to play with. There's a reason why my video, this guy has put out thousands of fucking videos across the years, and my video on him was still less than 2 hours long. I just didn't think there's just not enough content, in my opinion, for me to be covering him regularly. So, but on the stream, Melanie Mack was talking about, she and Jeremy were talking about how Kick is botting, and everybody says that Rumble bots, but it's literally impossible. It's literally impossible for Rumble to bot, but Kick obviously has bots. They're like, okay, whatever. If you say so, sure, Rumble doesn't bot. You definitely have 10,000 concurrent viewers in your stream, Jeremy. 10,000 concurrent viewers on Rumble, but you have only 300 on YouTube, and you only have like 30 or 40 on Kick. Surely if it's that easy to bot, you could just bot some shit on Kick to put like your Kick streams at least to like the high hundreds, at least. Like, come on, man. Maximus, thank you for $1.99. It's Kino Endgame, lol. Basically, Jeremy gave us a whole arc, a whole saga to play with. He delayed June the King's video because June has to rewrite the end of his video because there's a whole extra arc he has to add now. He could have just done nothing. The best decision was to not do anything at all and just ignore what they were saying, or you talk about it briefly and you say, they're just making shit up. They're just drama tubers. There's nothing to this. And you just leave people speculating forever because you just don't confirm it. By flagging them down, you basically confirm that what they were saying was real and that all of the receipts are 100% factual, right? That's basically what you did. You did nothing but help them. And also, Streisand effect. Like Cartman94, thank you for $1.99. Like what you're saying, the Streisand effect is now the bouldering effect. Garfield's Bizarre. I'm going to be honest. The quartering is a way more brazen Flaggot than Matt is. I can't remember any time where Mundane Matt took anybody's channels down, right? I can't remember him actually going to YouTube personally to take people's channels down. That's like a whole nother level. That's a higher, even higher tier of flaggotry. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, thank you for $5. When it comes to the 7 deadly sins of lolcows, LTG is usually considered pride, DSP is considered greed, Wings is gluttony. What does Jer fall under? I don't know. I feel like he's a compilation. I feel like he's a compilation cow. He's a comp cow. He's got all the sins all up in him. He's very gluttonous, very greedy, very prideful, very lusty, right? He's not slothful. I'll say that. Jeremy isn't that lazy. Or at least he's not as lazy as a lot of these other guys are. He's not as lazy as Review Tech. He's not as lazy as DSP. He's not as lazy as Wings of Redemption or whatever, right? He does put in the work. It's shitty work. It's terrible work. It's dog shit work. But at least he goes to work every day. Silky Johnson, thank you for $5. I was on Kiwi Farms and I've seen the building that CBC LLC is at. My niece plays volleyball next to it. It's an empty building with a bunch of LLCD. Oh, so he's doing the fucking Somali daycare in Minnesota thing? Wow, how could he say that? How could he talk shit about all those Somalis in Minneapolis when he's doing the exact same thing? I wonder. Kimono Theater, thank you for $2. We got to cover Jeremy's shitting. I think he covers that himself pretty well. Sneed Feed, thank you for $4.99. In fact, he might take down the June the King dot when it goes up. Will be crazy. If he does that, it's actually over for him. If the June the King video gets flagged down, it is actually over for this motherfucker. Even Low Tier God didn't do that. And Low Tier God doxed June. He doxed June, but he at least didn't try and take down his content, bro. Like that would be a whole nother level. Taking down June the King's documentary auto, bro, that would be GG's. There would be no, it's already the point of no return for Quartering's career. He's already a mainstream lolcow, as we've already covered, by everybody just treating him like they treat any other lolcow, right? He's just a content farm now. But it would be, I don't know, it'd be another level. He would be beyond Dark Side Phil at that point, because even Phil doesn't do that. Now, Phil has done some flaggotry himself, but not on that scale. Damn. Jefferson C. Post, thank you for $2. The weirdest Matt Jarbo redemption arc ever. Well, it's not really a redemption arc. It's just, like I said earlier, Jeremy has been giving a lot of people easy alley-oops, man. It's so easy to just get, he gives it up. He gives it up for free, Jeremy does. Anyway, we're going to get to this. Jack Murphy gets me banned and goes on massive Twitter delete spree. Still wants Sydney Watson fired, right? And we're going to just bask in the irony and the this didn't age wellness of this video.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I have been banned. That's right. Apparently,
Banned? Oh my God. Somebody banned you? Somebody didn't like what you were saying, so they took down your content? Man, imagine.
JM's War Room is working overtime, getting YouTube videos struck down, getting people's Twitter accounts suspended. And even though I extended an olive branch personally to Jack in private conversations, he decided to go forward and continue with his crusade against me for speaking truth. This weird lull suit that he thinks he's going to bring and is doomed to fail, doomed to cost him.
Man, just threatening lawsuits, taking down content, refusing to just, take it on the chin.
Tens, if not, $100,000 plus in legal fees, in which he will have to share all of his personal information. He's going to have to share all of his private chats in his liminal order. It's going to be a disaster. I said I was going to be done with this and leave it all alone, but apparently he's still working behind the scenes to, using his words, destroy me. Apparently, again, I don't hold anything against...
Oh, hold on. Let's hear that again. He's trying to do what now?
I said I was going to be done with this and leave it all alone, but apparently he's still working behind the scenes to, using his words, destroy me.
Working behind the scenes to destroy somebody, man. Over some dumb internet drama. It's crazy how he didn't learn from this at all. What's the thing? Lolcows are incapable of introspection, right? They can't look back. They can't learn from their mistakes or from the mistakes of others. They just keep doing the same thing over and over again because they're all borderline insane. He didn't learn anything from Jack Murphy.
Apparently, again, I don't hold anything against anyone in the liminal order. I'm sure they're in a weird spot. They're welcome here on The Quartering. I appreciate you. But if you're big fans, he seems to be such a big fan of warfare. How about mech warfare? Check out this video sponsor.
No, we will not. No, we will not check that out, actually. We will not check that out.
A indefinite Twitter suspension.
Okay, wait, hold on. I went too far. All right.
Today. Now, I said in my video yesterday that I was fine to leave this all alone, only to wake up today to a indefinite Twitter suspension. I woke up and it said, we've temporarily limited your account features.
Imagine waking up to find out your content got taken down because some fat faggot who's super sensitive and doesn't like his readily available public information being put out to the rest of the world. He can't take it. He can't take the bants. He can't take the humors. And he takes it to another level and he tries to censor you and censor your speech and shit. And he's also threatening lawsuits. Imagine.
Apparently, violating the rules against posting or sharing privately produced or distributed spicy media of someone without their express consent. Now, what this is, obviously, there's only one person that could have filed this. Interestingly enough, this is not privately distributed. This is publicly distributed. This was put out for, where this stuff was streamed, literally anybody on earth could watch it. It was on a website for this particular content.
For people who don't know the Jack Murphy lore, basically, before he became some alpha male red pill guru, he was basically an adult porn star. And he was doing some really, it wasn't even just like regular, he was in some porn. It's not like George Floyd, where he just has this one porn flit where he's just like, you know, fucking some bitch, right? It's not even that. It's that this dude, he's sticking dildos up his ass. His wife is getting hooks in her pussy and shit. He's talking about how he's bisexual and, you know, he likes boys, he likes twinks and shit, right? Like, he once wrote an article about how him and his wife were swingers, and he would stop at people's houses and drop them off, and he would jerk off in the car while his wife fucked somebody, and then when they would drive home, on their front porch, she would like suck his dick right in front of their door, and he would piss on her. It was just crazy shit that came out about Jack Murphy. So everybody who was shitting on Jack Murphy, who was making fun of him, they had plenty of reason to do that. And it's all because of Sydney Watson, by the way. Sydney Watson and technically Elijah Schaffer. This is the only W I will give Elijah Schaffer, is that he and Sydney Watson destroyed Jack Murphy's career basically by accident.
Mr. Jack himself admitted to producing these videos. I have that, of course. See, I've been through this whole legal stuff before, so I've been archiving everything since the beginning. And, you know, this is public videos. He doesn't have any kind of claim to privacy. You put it out there to be consumed by the public, and, you know, that was just in the public domain. I didn't unearth anything private. If it was something that had happened, you know, somebody had hacked his account or something like that, I would have stood against that. I would have obviously been strongly against sharing that kind of stuff. But this is out there in the public domain. And according to him, he made thousands of dollars from this videos back in 2019. I wonder if the IRS knows about that. Certainly that'll come up if he thinks he wants to fool around in court with me. But yeah, so now he
was so confident, right? He was so confident. Somebody in chat was like, oh, he seems a lot more put together. Well, it's back in 2021, right? It's when he was still living in the time, he was still living in the land of milk and honey in terms of where his career was, right? Like, it was easy. He was just making more money than God. It was just coming in. Every video he would make would get like 500,000 views and shit. He had all these big connections. I guess he still has a couple connections because he can take down channels via some people who work at YouTube or Google or whatever. But, you know, he was in a better place, and you can see it both in his face and how he presents himself.
Suspended off Twitter. You can also see
when things aren't going good for you and you aren't the type of dude who can just take it on the chin and keep moving, it's going to show. It's going to show on your face. It's going to show on how you act. It's going to show on how you speak.
This person, Cool Hand James, saying that JM got his YouTube channel struck down for making fun of him, can't upload for a week.
What?
Saying that JM got his YouTube channel struck down for making fun of him,
got his YouTube channel struck down for making fun of him? Who would do that? Imagine being such a pussy. You can't even stand somebody making fun of you for shit that they just found about you on the internet. Imagine that.
Upload for a week.
Man, it's a good thing Jeremy isn't a bitch. Good thing he's not a bitch like Jack Murphy. He's not crying on the internet, taking down people's content, threatening to take them to court. Thank God that Jeremy ain't such a bitch-made ass nigga like Jack Murphy was.
If the appeal does not go.
At least there's not any porno of him. At least there's no porn flicks out of him out here on the net.
Through.
At least not yet. There might be. Who knows? Who actually knows? We might end up finding some amateur shit that just got uploaded on some random website that nobody has found yet. We might stumble upon something in a not too distant future.
That's interesting. Yet another. I know my videos have been flagged because people are keeping me in the loop. Here's the thing that Jack doesn't understand. There are many people in his liminal order who do not appreciate this, here's the thing, Jack, and I know you'll be watching this. Most of your people in the liminal order don't care about these videos, but what they don't like is this weird crusade. There's nothing more alpha, as you would probably try to sell. If you're an alpha Giga Chad, as you call yourself or whatever, there's nothing wrong with owning your past. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you doing those videos. But what the problem...
I don't know about that.
Most of the people in the liminal order I've talked to have is...
They're like, look, dude, you can say something like, well, you know, that's my past. And, I don't want to revisit that. Yeah, I don't want to say that there's nothing wrong with that. Like, he was literally sticking dildos up his ass, talking about how he wants to fuck boys, fuck little twinks fresh out of high school. And his wife was sticking hooks in her pussy and shit. I don't know, there's a little... I would think you should feel a little ashamed about that.
Is this weird whinge fest where you're blaming everybody else.
Especially if you're trying to do the thing he's doing. If you were trying to do the thing that Jack Murphy was doing, which is try and present yourself as this Alpha Sigma Chad, this red pill guru, this guy who can teach any man to just fuck legions of hoes, you really don't want shit like this to spread about you, your past, from like when you were just saying how you like to fuck men and you used to drop your wife off to get fucked by other men and you used to piss on her in public. You probably don't want that to get out.
For your own decisions. I didn't write that article about sending my wife off with Tom from Tinder or whatever his name was. I didn't write that article about, the R word and...
Yeah, he is using the hoe excuse. It's like, that's my past. This isn't even like... Because usually the whole excuse is just, well, maybe I had a adventurous time in college. This is, I recorded myself having sex with strangers and sticking things up my ass and like putting metallic objects in my wife's vagina. That's a little bit different. That's a little bit different than you had a whole phase when you were in college or whatever.
Feminists, as you...
That's a different type of finding yourself.
You wrote those articles. You posted them publicly. I didn't film myself doing all the things that you did and publish it to the internet. You did those things.
Yeah, this actually is cuck on cuck violence when you think about it.
So
we just weren't aware yet.
I don't have any... I mean, you might be mad at me for signal boosting it, but these are all publicly available things that, quite frankly... Nobody has any, these things were all going to come out. They weren't locked under, safe and secure. And you see this.
Okay, so we hear that, right? He says this.
They weren't locked under, nobody has any, these things were all going to come out. They weren't locked under, safe and secure.
Just like Adam Sellers swinging history. Again, Adam Seller, this guy has said Adam's name, his full name. He said Adam Seller's full name on his stream multiple times. And he said that Adam comes to his house and he said, hey, bro, come to my house and bring your big titty wife so I can introduce her to my German shepherds. I wonder what that meant. I wonder what he actually meant by that. Introduce her to my German shepherds. I assume it's innuendo. I hope it's innuendo because the only other thing I can think of other than, hey, man, I want to fuck your wife is, hey, man, I want your wife to my German shepherds, I got some peanut butter. Maybe we can make some magic. That's the only other thing I could think of. But he said this shit about Adam and Adam is on all these forums talking about how he wants to fuck hot wives and how he wants to, swing and do all this other stuff that was always going to come to the surface. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't locked away. It wasn't even on some private forum where you have to be a member somewhere. It was literally on Reddit. It was literally on Twitter. What did you think, bro? Like, you just thought that nobody was going to put the pieces together? And then you're mad when people eventually do? Like, that's a you problem, man.
And you see this.
Christ Hiss, thank you for $1.99. LTG also sit rocks on June in a gay fanfic. That's actually worse. That's actually even worse than him doxing June, for real. Said that Rox was gonna he was gonna sodomize June with his BBC Junior. That's what LTG called it. Dizzy Dial, thank you for $5. Did you see his tweet regarding Count Dankula's newborn daughter? It was the creepiest thing he's ever done. Well, Dankula is like, oh, it's just a joke. Why are you guys taking this shit so seriously? I'm not gonna clutch my pearls more than the guy who has the guy whose daughter they're talking about. If he doesn't care that much, I'm not gonna care. I'm still gonna say that shit is weird as fuck to make those types of jokes. But I'm not gonna, go and need pearl clutch maxing over that. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, thank you for $10. We all knew Melanie Mac was going to be Jer's top sweeper. I didn't expect EVS to be a Jer sweeper considering they hate each other. I guess Evan just hates Kino Casino so much he'll sweep for Jer. That's basically what it is. All the people who are taking up for Jeremy, with the exception of the guy who runs Rumble, Chris, all of them have in common is that they are ops of the Kino Casino. People like Teddy Feezer, Cog, Ethan Van Skyver, Razorfist, right? It's all people who hate the Kino Casino who are, defending Jeremy. And here's the thing, right? If you hate the Kino Casino, if you hate Warski and PPP for your own reasons, because there are a lot of sector guys who just do not fuck with PPP or Warski for their own personal reasons, and that's fine. A lot of those guys, even though they hate the casino, they don't just take quartering side because, he's also being a giant faggot in this situation. It's a case of if you hate the casino and you hate quartering, well, you just hope it's you pull shit. How the fuck did I forget his name? Right? You just hope that they both lose. You hope that both sides take each other out. That's what you hope that everybody dies. Everybody drops a nuke. Mutual destruction is what you pray for in that sort of situation. Jefferson C. Post, thank you for $2. Jer's stolen, canceled valor is so disgusting now. Kimono Theater, thank you for $5. We need a counter every time you say shit in this stream in honor of Jeremy's career. Christ Hiss, thank you for $4.99. Wait, George Floyd, the I Can't Breathe guy, was in adult videos? Damn, you think you know a guy. Oh yeah, bro. He was blowing bitches' backs out. He was making sure that the hoes couldn't breathe before he couldn't breathe. Jefferson C. Post. I mean, hey, you only live once, bro. You only live once. If you're the type of nigga who's going to be doing fentanyl and shit, you might as well just be in a couple pornos. Like, what is that? He was just living the type of life he wanted to live. Jefferson C. Post, thank you for $2. The delicious irony could feed Africa. Sneed Feed, thank you for $1.99. I 100% believe Adam got videos on him. Oh, definitely. Definitely. They've done some weird shit that somebody recorded. 100%. Don Ovich, thank you for the 50 Shek. Is that Shek money? Check money, excuse me. I say Shek like Chiang Kai Shek. Hey, Mikey, have you seen that apparently Jeremy stole the quartering logo from some barbershop? Not sure if it was mentioned earlier. I just joined. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. He literally just nabbed his thing. He nabbed this thing from some barbershop and he didn't even change it. He didn't even change this logo right here. This shit, it belongs to some small independent owned barbershop or whatever the fuck, which I guess most barbershops are independently owned. But you get what I'm saying. He stole this logo from somebody else and he didn't even argue it. And maybe I'm not one to speak because my icon, my avatar, the no mask I have, it's just like a random no mask. I didn't make it. I didn't commission somebody to make this mask or whatever for me. But then again, I don't present it as if it was something that I did make either. Python Bacon, thank you for $1.99. Kino Casino are just uniquely good at A-logging. Yeah, I think so. Especially when it comes to shit like this. Because I really couldn't A-log the Jomas even if I wanted to. That shit is, I don't know how they do that. I've tried watching The Bog or whatever, or My Wife Ruined My Career. I can't get through it. It's just like they have to dig into every little detail. You got to be extra petty. You got to have a higher level of pettiness and blowing up tiny details that I'm just not good at. Tello Phase Music, thank you for $2. Suffer him, burglar.
This is very interesting. This is from the liminal order. I was sent this screenshot as well. My tweet about Glenn Beck got everyone moving. The quartering has deleted tweets. This is after he came to me in private and asked me to do it. And I said I would be happy to because I'm not a monster, okay? I feel like, I said this yesterday. I feel like he's received enough backlash. And if people are sending stuff to his wife, that's not okay.
Oh, okay. Jack Murphy even did the they're coming after my wife shit. He really stole all of this. Quartering really stole Jack Murphy's whole I'm such a victim shtick, bar for bar, word for word. It's crazy.
It's messed up. The
I'm guessing he also didn't present any receipts of people going after his wife.
internet takes
Like, what were they saying? Were they asking him, hey man, why'd your wife have those hooks in her pussy? Like, what was up with that? What's the fetish there? I've never seen that fetish before. The hooks in your pussy thing. Like, what was that about?
everything too far all the time. I was happy to delete them.
Did she see like too many Saw movies? She saw the Saw movies and like she caught a fetish, or is that some BDSM shit? Like, what is up with that?
Then these come out. He's gloating about it after he came to me hat in hand asking me to do it. And, you know, I have all these DMs, dude. And like, I'm not going to share them out until such a point where I need to, but I'm asking you, Jack, to stop screwing around. And you see here, the You Are Here January 3rd piece is off. Elijah and Sydney are done with this. The quartering has deleted. And then we are still going to destroy him, though. Destroy me for what, Jack? This is the opposite of alpha male behavior, as you charge people $100 a month to teach. I didn't do any of these things. You did all these things.
My opinion to people who do stuff like they give money to Jack Murphy or they give money to the Tate brothers to teach them how to be men, you deserve to be like, you are cattle, bro. Like, you are fucking, that's actual goy cattle behavior. Paying some red pill guru to teach you how to be a man, especially if you had a father, right? Like, fatherless niggas don't even do stuff like that. You had a dad, you grew up with a daddy, but you still need some daddy to teach you how to, I don't know, have casual sex or whatever.
And now,
like, they deserve, it's like, I completely support people, the red pill gurus who are ripping these niggas off. I 100% support that.
you think what you're gonna
I paid Andrew Tate $1,000 so he'll let me into his war room. Now I'm gonna get all the hoes.
strike me down off Twitter? Okay, fine. You're gonna strike down YouTube videos? See, here's the difference between you going after random
Yo, hell, Yellow Flash, what's up, bro?
Going after mine. When you strike down my videos,
Yellow Flash, another dude who's been eating off of the quartering. Dude's just been feeding villages with all of his nonsense these past few days.
falsely, you're costing me.
He really is just like Jack Murphy. When the Jack Murphy shit dropped, dude, there was so much content, bro. Like, I wish that I was making shit when this shit happened, bro. The documentary, the video I would have made on Jack Murphy, maybe I'll revisit it. I'll revisit it in a future video or stream or some shit. Because that shit was so good. And then he tried to come back and it didn't work. Everybody just called him a grifter. And he kept feuding with Tim Pool. For some reason, Tim Pool in particular just caught Jack Murphy's ire, even though he didn't really do anything to him. Compared to Sydney Sweeney and fucking Elijah Schaefer, he didn't do anything. They didn't do anything to Jack Murphy. Tim Pool didn't. But he just hated Tim and his fucking beanie more than anything else.
Significant money. Significant money I will recoup through legal means. I'm sure you've learned by now who legally represents me. This is not a good road to go down. You're actually pissing me off now. This went from something that was funny and a meme that everyone was ready to move on to these ops. Like, why don't you just write, academics, please assemble? And then you see this, we need to collect all of this, then file a police report, then go to the Blaze legal department. First of all, what is the Blaze?
Oh, wait, hold up. I didn't catch that reference. Hold on.
This went from something that was funny and a meme that everyone was ready to move on to these ops. Like, why don't you just write, academics, please assemble? And then you see this, we need to collect all of
That's for people who don't know, that was a call out, a reference to Crowton T when he was talking about, you know, He only associated with the greatest of academics when he was getting up to the gay ops that would eventually end with him pushed out of the skeptic community and having to run away from the internet. He didn't particularly, it's more complicated than that. It wasn't just that he was gay opping. That was kind of misrepresented, but what was actually going on, especially people like Coach Red Pill and the like. But yeah, it was very embarrassing for Kraut and he had to dip away from the internet for a bit.
of this, then file a police report, then go to the Blaze legal department. First of all, what does the Blaze have anything to do with this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And, you know, all of these logs, by the way, of
split penis Kraut,
you coordinating flagging campaigns and all this kind of stuff in your liminal order, this is all going to get public, dude. And all of this looks very bad for you. There's a few random articles on most websites that most people haven't heard of, no disrespect to unheard.com, or what's this other website? The American Conservative.
Wait. What was that? Wait a minute. Unheard. But wait, hold up. H-E-R-D heard? Unheard? Like unheard of cattle? Like unheard of, like herd of cows? Bruh, it's everywhere, dude. It's like you can't stop noticing them. All of the bull and cuck references, they're everywhere. What do you mean unheard, but there's no A there?
Unheard.com, or what's this other website? The American Conservative. Well, that may be more popular. I don't know. But this
like, why would they even spell it that way? It doesn't even make sense. They don't even have like a cow or any sort of bull logo or anything. They just spelled it unheard without the A. Why would they do that?
Ready to blow over, and you continue to do this stuff. Now, I'm really hoping
the signs really were everywhere. The signs really were everywhere.
Are several days old. I don't have a timestamp on it. Of course, in court, I will discover when these messages were sent. However, this is not the way, dude. I'm telling you.
You know what it's like? It's like how Kanye went on his Nazi arc, right? And he just declared war against all Jewish people for like a year or whatever. And there was like this one video all the way back, this one song called Black Skinheads, where in the music video, there are like these dudes dressed up like KKK members. And then they're on screen for like 5 seconds in absolute silence. And then they disappear. And then a couple years later, Kanye becomes a Nazi, says Hitler is the greatest guy, goes to war with Jewish people, and he starts walking around in a black KKK outfit. It's like insane foreshadowing. We had all this foreshadowing to the current arc, and we didn't even see it, man. Man, the writers really had this shit planned out for a while.
That I was 100% ready to let this go.
W writers, man, they really had this arc planned out.
Until you flagged down my Twitter account. And now, this is why I don't show grace. A few people that I respect reach out to me and said like, this is all funny, but maybe show the guy some grace. And I agreed, much to the chagrin of my viewers. Many of them thought I was letting him off the hook for no reason. And sure enough, he throws it right back in my face. It makes me feel like an idiot to do it. Because now, immediately, he's flagging down stuff. He's running these rainbow operations in his Wicker, his liminal order chat to flag down other people's videos. Dude, stop. I'm telling you that every day that you engage in all of this stuff and all this bad behavior adds 2, 3, 4 days of people wanting to hear about it and wanting to cover it.
Exactly, Jeremy. Every day you continue flagging shit, you continue this bullshit, you just encourage more people to talk about it. I was not going to stream today. I was going to wait until Monday, right? Because I was focused on some other shit. But I'm like, as soon as I saw that Luther Morgan, that his video went bye-bye, I'm like, okay, now I have to go live. You keep encouraging people to keep talking about you, dude. If you would just stop, if you would just chill the fuck out, if you would just take the L and take the lashings that everybody gets that ass clapped on the internet if they're on here long enough, especially if they engage in a lot of shenanigans as you tend to, right? They occasionally are going to get it. If you would have just taken it like you took the Pissgate shit, or you took people making fun of you for getting beat up by a dude in a dress, allegedly, all that stuff, then eventually it would have died down. The casino would have moved on. The cuck jokes would have kept coming, but it's like people still make fun of you for pissing in a basement too, and that hasn't really bothered you that much, has it? But no, this got really personal because it was talking about your friend Adam, and I don't know whether it was Adam talked to you about it. He's like, hey man, you need to, if it was something like that, or you like are really protective of Adam more so than your wife, who, although you keep talking about we're making fun of your wife, we've said nothing new about your wife. If anything, right, they've been talking about your wife because he's saying, oh, they're going after my wife. No show. He has not shown any evidence that anybody is fucking doing anything threatening towards him or his wife. But there have been jokes about his wife, but they've been joking about your wife all the way back. They were talking about Sky Roan, the Sky Bull. That's months old lore, bro. That's from like early 2020. As soon as people found out that your wife has private planes and she has like a dude who flies them with her, everybody was immediately making jokes. Oh my God, his wife is getting fucking his wife is getting fucked a mile into the air by the Sky Bull. Sky Roan is tearing that ass up all the way in the clouds. People were doing that, and you didn't get upset by that. Suddenly, people start talking about Adam, and you got to shut it down. Like, come on, man.
You would just have taken 2 weeks off, a week off even, just a week, and not involved yourself in any of this. It would have already blown over mostly by now. Heck, it has. But now you're flagging people down. You got my Twitter account shut down. This is not okay. And
yes, his wife is out of his league, but he met her when she was in high school, when they were in high school, right? So here's the thing. You can, everybody, incels and looks maxers, they love to talk about looks maxing. There's a lot of ways where look maxing, I don't know, I've seen a lot of pretty women with ugly motherfuckers. I've also seen dudes who are absolutely jacked, right? Like they're just in amazing shape. And they just got some fat bitches on their arm and shit like that, right? Like looks maxing, I don't know. It's not really, I won't say it's not a thing, but it's not like a universal thing or anything. But if you want to be a chopped ass dude and you want to get with a pretty woman, the best bet you have is to get with a woman when you're in your late teens to early 20s and just stay with her, right? Like trying to get with a attractive woman when you're chopped and you're in your mid to late 30s or early 40s, significantly harder than if you met her while you were in high school or in your early years of college. Like way harder.
And the people here, the right cancels one of their own. Masculinity influencer has been brutally banished. I mean, I guess, I want you to, I don't want your life ruined. I don't want your business ruined. I've never told anyone to quit the liminal order. I've never told anyone to unsubscribe from you. I've never told anyone to unfollow you on Twitter. But it appears all this behavior, see these 1,000 people Wednesday, 1,500 people unfollowing already today. By the way, I can see I've already archived all your tweets, so it doesn't matter how many you delete, but you deleted 9 tweets this day.
Same thing to you, bro. I don't understand why he keeps deleting tweets. He'll get drunk and he'll do some dumb shit. He'll say some stupid shit. He'll say something that completely incriminates him, even worse than he's already incriminated himself. And then he'll delete it like that does anything. Everything is archived. Before, things were just getting archived by the Kiwi Farms, and then it was being archived by Kino Casino people. Now it's being archived by literally everybody. Everybody's archiving your shit all the fucking time now. You're one of those people. You're one of those lolcows where if you say or fucking tweet something stupid, it's going to stay on the internet forever. You can't clean it up. You can't sweep it up. This is what you don't understand. Like, I got the Luther Morgan video. We're going to look at it. It's not on YouTube, but I still got it because it got archived before it got taken down. Because everybody already knows. Everybody already knows, okay, Jeremy likes to delete shit and he likes to flag shit. So let me just save this so this way he can never sweep it up.
33 tweets this day, almost 200 tweets today. You're mass deleting tweets. You're doing all this damage control when you should just be chilling. Let it blow over. Get back to work.
Yeah, Jeremy, you should just chill, bro. Just stop. Just let it blow over, man. It's too late. The streets is everywhere now. Just let it blow over. Just take it, and then it'll go away.
I promise you, Jack, that 80% of the people in your liminal order are happy to continue to pay you money, but what they don't want is this. They don't want to see you doing this. Hope you all enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Okay. So that was the Jack Murphy video. So now we're going to go back a year, almost a year, into the past, and we're going to watch this 8 Thoughts video, where 8 Thoughts, who is he's one of the pioneers, I feel, of, being a detractor of the quartering, because he's the pioneer of being a detractor to the quartering in a non-political sense. Because quartering, Jeremy has always had people shitting on him, but usually it's been because of political reasons, really, right? Like people like Lance from the Surf Times, Vaush, Xander Hall, H3 was kind of, it was slanted politically, but it was also more neutral-ish, right? But generally, it wasn't as common for people to shit on Quartering for just making bad comments and being a retard. And 8 Thoughts is kind of a pioneer in that regard. Now everybody does it. Now everybody is on that ass. Is this pre-recorded? Yes. I just know. I already knew everything you guys were going to say in chat before I even went live. I don't even need to look at the chat. I already know, right? This is a pre-recorded video. I'm not even I'm not even here. I'm sleeping. I'm taking a nap somewhere. So anyway, we're going to watch this video from 8 Thoughts about how Quartering is a beta male whose content sucks. And that's as true now as it was 6 years ago. It's a me, him. Thank you for $5. As a newly baptized Christian, I find Jeremy's use of Christianity as a shield against criticism to be both pathetic and offensive. Yes, the Christian LARP of his is it's one of the worst I've ever seen. It's one of the most laziness. It's one of the laziest. I said before that Jeremy embodies pretty much every sin except for sloth because he's not lazy. One aspect where he is lazy is when it comes with being a fake Christian, a kayfabe Christian. He obviously does not really give that much of a fuck. He doesn't care. He doesn't take this shit seriously. He only did it after Charlie Kirk was murdered, and he only used it as a LARP because he wanted to join the wave, right? That's all what that was about. Nobody's fooled by it, except maybe Melanie Mac. NTQ4811, thank you for $2. Mikey, thoughts on Storm X Doom versus Storm X T'Challa? Anybody is better than T'Challa. Storm should be with literally anybody except Black Panther, Wolverine, Forge, Doctor Doom, fucking Thor, literally anybody except Black Panther. When Storm was fucking queen of Wakanda, it was the worst use of her character ever because she became a supporting cast for a less interesting character. Let's be real. T'Challa is not that. People only started giving a fuck about T'Challa when he was played by Chad Boseman in the Disney Marvel movies, and that's it. And ever since Chad died, nobody's cared about Black Panther since. People care more about Killmonger now. They care about Black Panther, let's be completely honest. So no, absolutely, Storm should 100% get dicked down by Doctor Doom. You know what? That'd be way more interesting. Storm becoming queen of Latveria, and it would be way more interesting than her being queen of Wakanda for real. I'm surprised that's never been an alternate story. DB7314, thank you for 199 pounds. Is Quartering going to pursue Lady Rackets? I don't think he could pull Ricada's wife, to be honest with you. I think she's out of his league. Almost every woman is out of his league. That's why the only way he can get pussy is for him to either try and trap a woman with his money or invite his friend Adam over to his house and just they trade wives for the afternoon. That's the only way for that to work. Jefferson C. Post, thank you for $2. Kino Casino digs deep into the mines of Moria. Christ His, thank you for $4.99. Kraut still kind of has some sector connections via PPP. They reviewed the infamous Gunt Faith tape back in the day, and he agreed to review the Scar one. Yeah, Kraut definitely still has some sector connections. Like I said, once you get attached, once you get deep enough into the sector once, you're basically always there. You can't leave. There's no leaving the sector completely after you've been in it, right? You always have, at the very least, you always got the stench of the sector on you. Gigatod Howard Real, thank you for $5. No way CBC is real. Factories plus equipment are $1 million. Plus, he'd also need FDA approval before he could even sell it. Well, we're going to get to it when we get to the Luther Morgan video. Christ, thank you for $4.99. Your video should be called The Quartering, the Flag Avenger. Adam Sellers, thank you for $5. Jeremy is a frequent visitor at our business. He loves watching our wine tasting from his chair in the corner. Oh, I bet, bro. I bet he loves it there, man. He can't wait. He can't wait to go there, and he brings his German shepherds with him. Gigatod Howard Real, thank you for $2. Don't forget, Jer has money. Misquartering gold dug. Well, I mean, he wasn't rich back then, but his family did have money, yes. So, I don't know. I don't know if she married him for that. He wasn't really balling out of control back in the day. But yes, he did. He was kind of spoiled growing up. Eric Jimenez, thank you for $1.99. You even have VTubers talking about this. Yes, you do. Once the VTubers and the commentary channels start eating up at something, it's basically over for you. There's nowhere it's reached the maximum level of exposure at that point when you got the fucking slop channels from commentary and VTuber space start covering something. Fake Geek, thank you for $5. Here's some change for making my work days entertaining with your vids. Thank you, brother. Yellow Flash, thank you for $1.99. Remember when Quartering was a comic fan / expert? Yeah, I also remember when he was a IT tech professional with over a decade's worth of experience. And somehow that resulted in him not having any OPSEC whatsoever, and also not being able to fix his laptop and having to send it back to a factory just to do basic repair. Dr. Purr, thank you for $2. Thoughts on Chud Logic's Jeremy is a bull theory? I haven't watched it yet, but I'm glad that Chud Logic is also jumping on the drama. Stephen Bobo, thank you for $2. Your thoughts on Melanie Mac snake side scrollers? I don't know. I guess she's gonna stay on Jeremy's side no matter what. So, it's kind of predictable. She's never going to just abandon the ship. When Melanie Mac does abandon ship, though, I've said this before, when Melanie Mac finally does just say adios to Quartering and his network and whatever, that's when you know it's actually over. She is going to be Jeremy's last soldier. When she's gone, that's it. That's it for his little empire.
Hey guys, just gonna do my best impersonation of the Quartering here as we start this video.
Hold on, let me pump it up just a little bit. There we go.
Hey guys, just gonna do my best impersonation of the Quartering here as we start this video off. These are called alcoholic shakes. I tried to find a fake beard that made me look like a sweaty hobo that needs to have a shower who's obese and suffers from alcoholism, but I couldn't. If we could make this a realistic Quartering video, we'd have to have a scratch and sniff screen where you could smell his house that has 14 cats and 5 dogs. It probably smells like cat piss.
Wait, really? 14 cats?
And dog.
I know he has several dogs. 14 cats.
Feces. Also, if you noticed, I haven't gotten into my intro yet because I'm trying to drag this video out for 15 minutes talking about a topic that could be covered.
I did not know that he was a cat lady, too.
2 minutes. Also, I'm not doing a very good job because I'm talking too quickly and succinctly and getting to the point too fast, because in order to really impersonate the Quartering, I would have to take 15-minute pauses between each sentence, stutter, and then, just drag it out as long as I can.
See, this guy's ahead of his time. Like, fuck his politics. Who cares about Jeremy's boring ass political takes? He probably doesn't even believe that shit anyway. Let's get into the fact that he's an alcoholic and he's retarded and he talks slow and he can barely read, right? And he's also apparently a childless cat lady, just like Mersh. I guess the only difference between Mersh and Quartering at this point, Mersh is also making fun of Quartering, I'm pretty sure. Only difference between Mersh and Quartering is that Quartering has money and a wife, and that's it.
So yes, the Quartering sucks, and he looks like a big sweaty homeless man who needs to shave, and his house probably smells like cat piss.
It's looking spicy.
And he also is easily triggered like you wouldn't believe. So it all started last night.
Oh, we can believe it. We can absolutely believe it.
On the good old Twitters, well, us alpha male MLG athletes were watching the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury boxing match. He was, posting some emo lyrics or poem or something.
Yeah, Mersh actually does talk faster than Jeremy does, now that I think about it.
On Twitter that he deleted. And I replied back, yo, Soy Boy, that's better watching sweaty men fight. I don't have time to read the rap lyrics or whatever that is. I'll support my Patreon, 8 Thoughts. Bye. And the funny thing is, he gets so triggered by the alpha male elite gaming stud athlete himself, 8 Thoughts. And then his dumb fans come flying in like white knights trying to save his ass. They get also riled up. I don't really have much respect for his fans. Anybody who finds his content entertaining probably has autism. So he gets really upset by my tweet.
Very true.
It's obviously a joke. Yo, Soy Boy.
Very true. I see the people who are still defending Jeremy. They're just dense. Like the people who defend Jeremy still, who are standing by himself. Okay, the people who are doing it and they're like cog, right? And people like that, they're just doing it because they hate the Kino Casino and they want Worski and PPP to die. Those people, okay, they have a spiteful vendetta reason for why they're supporting Jeremy's efforts. The people who are actually on the quartering side still, they're no different than DSP's dents. They're just dummies. They're just retards. They're just wheelchairs. Hey, if you're in a wheelchair, by the way, you're listening to my shit, you're different. You're not like them. You're the special type of wheelchair. Your fucking wheelchairs are all decked out and shit. You know, they probably have like the highest quality lavender seats. Shit probably has it's probably made by Tesla. You probably got 5G on it and whatever.
Better watching sweaty men fight. I don't have time to read your rap lyrics or whatever. That is also support my Patreon, 8 Thoughts By. And what's funny is this got a whole lot more likes and retweets than one retweet. Wow, whoever that is, whoever you are, woman, powerful person you are, appreciate that. But, you know, it got more likes than his original, I don't know, emo rap XX Tenacity on, I don't know, lyrics he posted. So we got angry, and everyone else got angry over jokes, which is hilarious because According takes everything I say serious. And he comes back with the rebuttal. I hate you and everything, you're fake ass.
What is this?
Please never comment on a tweet I make again. Fake ass.
Wait, hold on. What is this, Jeremy? What is this response? What is this response? It's not that serious, bro. Like, he really can't help. He really can't help being the butt of a joke, right? Like, this is why he called me a leftist. He called my video about him. He didn't even watch it, but he said, I'm a leftist, and he immediately dismissed me because he can't just help the fact that somebody's just bullying, somebody's just treating him like a lol cow that he is. That really bothers him. That really fucking chafes this guy.
Alpha persona stands for, please never comment on a tweet I make again. Fake ass alpha male. Do you see this, Jeremy? Do you see this? There is more testosterone and alpha male.
He works out.
And muscularity going through this entire arm, just one arm of the alpha male than your entire body has ever produced in its entire existence.
That's probably true. Be honest, I can't remember. I don't think that Jeremy has ever worked out ever, except that one time when he was training for that fight against Review Tech USA, and he went to Sam Hyde, and according to him, Sam Hyde was just punching him in the head. That was it. That was the training. The training was just Sam Hyde was trying to teach him to box, but Jeremy, he's an alcoholic and he has no fucking finesse or anything like that. So it was really just Sam beating the shit out of him, just hitting him in the head for hours, day after day. That's the only exercise that Jeremy has ever done. So yeah, I can't see it. Which is a shame, because again, Jeremy is like 6'5", right? So if he were to work out, if Jeremy ever actually worked out, he could have been a complete stud, like a super Chad. He could have been built like a Viking. Imagine, bro really went through his 20s and his 30s without ever seeing what his body can really do. He never got to see his maximum potential. He never even got to see half of his potential. Imagine being 6'5" and then letting yourself get to fucking 40 without ever having abs, at least once, so you can look at a photo of yourself when you get older and like, man, bro, I used to be a fucking demigod, bro. I could have gotten as many bitches as I wanted a decade ago. He can't do that now. It's over with. He's got to fake it with AI.
Yeah, I mean, look at that alpha maleness coming in, brother. Oh, I know.
He could have seduced Brie Larson. Jeremy has the genetics where if he would have just stopped drinking as much and hit the gym and ate well, he could have looked like any of the fucking movie stars in the Marvel movie, and he could have seduced Brie Larson. But, you know, he was a fat, alcoholic piece of shit that nobody except his wife, who had like probably suffering from sunk cost fallacy because she'd been with him since they were in high school or whatever. The only guy she's ever been with. What a shame. She's the only guy who's been interested in him. That's the best he can do.
He's so upset. He's so jealous. So I riled him up. I got him fired up. Also, by the way, I'm banned from Twitter, so I can't respond to this because I told Skip Bayless I hope he catches virus. So I got banned for a week. So that's cool. And then I replied back because he's all riled up. I said, nigga, you gay. You know what I mean? Nigga, you gay. I mean, but look how dumb his fans are. I mean, look how dumb his
He can't even handle basic trolling. Like, bro, this is low-level trolling. A Thoughts ain't even trying for real. This the type of shit you do against niggas in COD lobbies. He was just breaking them apart. He was just destroying Jeremy's mind. Just saying that, oh, nigga, you gay. Imagine not being able to handle that.
Or that people don't get that I'm joking out here for the most part. Except I'm not joking about the fact that the Cording's content sucks. He looks like a sweaty hobo alcoholic when he used to shower and shave, and he wears these stupid meme hats, and his content is horrible. If I said that enough times to draw that point home, his content sucks. And but other than that, everything else I'm saying is pretty much just kind of making fun of the whole situation, because, you know, when you're a stud muffin like yours truly, 8 Thoughts, probably one of the best and most alpha male dudes on this whole website, you know what, just most people can't compare, and they get mad about that. And this guy here, Watson, who imagine like you watching sweaty dudes. Like, his fans take the stuff serious because, like I said, you got to have autism or be on the spectrum of some kind of mental problem if you enjoy his content. And we're not done. He replied back to the one where I said, nigga, you gay. Exactly the high IQ take I expect for someone who unironically, dude.
That's the skeptic. See, right here, this is the skeptic coming out of Jeremy. Exactly the high IQ take I expect it from someone who unironically calls themselves an alpha. Bro, he's just trolling you. He's just calling you gay on the internet. Why are you responding to it seriously? Banter back. You can't even banter back?
Exactly the high IQ.
All the dudes who were flying the Kekistani flag back in the day, they always had the worst bants, bro. They couldn't fight back with anybody for shit. All they could do was take it. The Me Master, thank you for $5. Mr. Hamley is basically Eddie, but without Ed or Double D. Full greed, but lacking heart, a brain, and self-restraint. Ham Planet needs the hat of discipline. Kimono Theater, thank you for $5. Dog piss, cat piss, bullshit, lol cow piss in the basement. Jur is the manure maker of lol cows. Yeah, just making cow patties out here. Giga Todd Howard Real, thank you for $2. Clog, literally who? Sounds impoverished. The Me Master, thank you for $2. Quartering only reached a quarter of his potential. Not even that. Maybe like 15%? Maybe 15%. We'll give that to him because he became a millionaire. So, I don't know. He made more money than most people his age, but that's it. The Me Master, thank you for another $2. Quartering only oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. Brad Cornman, thank you for $20. Base training and Jared deserved it. I believe Triple P is also 6'5" or some shit. So let's set up the PPP v Ham Planet boxing match. I would like to see that. It probably would be unfair because, PPP also drinks a lot, but he's younger. He's still in his 20s. And I feel like the age gap would probably, the age gap and also PPP actually moves around more than Quartering does, right? He emotes a lot more on stream than Jeremy. So he has more endurance. I remember one time on a stream, Quartering was streaming alone because Hannah Claire, she couldn't come to the show that night or that day because she had to take care of her kid because her kid was sick, which I know because Jeremy told us, which I'm sure Hannah Claire wanted to know. She wanted the audience to know the status of her kid. He couldn't just say she has some family shit going on. No, specifically had to tell us her business about what's going on with her children. But he was talking about on the stream while he was solo, man, I don't understand how some people can stream for 8 hours by themselves with like nobody else to help them. I don't get how they can do that. Man, Osmongold is amazing. I don't know how he can do that. Keep in mind, even Darkside Phil can stream for 8 hours by himself alone. Like you're just filling 8 dead air. Now, maybe filling 8 hours with fun content, that's impressive. But streaming for 8 hours by yourself, that's just endurance, bro. And Jeremy don't got it. So I feel like in a boxing match between him and PPP, PPP could at least go to distance even if he couldn't get the knockout. Idaho Micro, thank you for $4.99. Nothing puts him in fight mode. Not even Sam beating him around in the ring could. I feel it would have been a split decision. I don't think that if Jeremy and Rich actually had gotten in a ring together, I think that it would have went the distance because neither of them have the physical capabilities of knocking out another man despite their enormous mass. I feel they both would have went the distance and it would have been a split decision because neither of them will actually do that well. So yeah.
Someone who
I would give Jeremy, I give it to Jeremy because he is way taller than Rich. Rich is 5'8". Jeremy is 6'5". That's an insane reach advantage. I still don't think that Jeremy beats him decisively though.
Unironically, dude. Does this look like I'm unironically messing about? I mean, come on, Jeremy. I mean, look at that. Big Daddy Benny, 8 thoughts coming in. I mean, I don't have to pretend that I'm unironic. Look at that horse. This is not unironically. Of course not. If you were built like me too, you would have a higher level of self-esteem.
So much energy, right? So much banter, so many jokes coming from this guy in this little 10-minute video. Meanwhile, you go to a 10-minute quartering video. Bro is just well, guys, this story is funny. The libs, they did it again for 10 minutes.
But obviously, we look like an obese person who looks dirty and sweaty and needs to have a shower, who lives under a bridge. I mean, probably got trichinosis from your cat piss and shit all over the house. I understand. I was just doing.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's also suffering from the catnosis, the feline nosis that so many house cat owners get put under.
To text because I'm watching the fight. I really don't have time because this guy takes this stuff seriously and I could care less. I'm just about burning this whole place down myself. Anyways, you guys can read that. Hate your fat alcoholic, grab a shower. We're watching fights here and I'm better than you at everything in life. And you're fat and you're alcoholic and you look dirty. Okay, take it easy. Watch the fight. Bye. Okay. and this is where it takes a turn to freaking crazy town. Smash that like button. Subscribe right now because this is where it gets to crazy town. And this is where we got him, boys. This is where we got him. Would you like to compare bank accounts, college degrees, wives?
Man, what a lame. What a fucking lame. Well, I have more money than you. Well, I bet I have a degree and you don't. Well, are you married? Well, I'm married. My wife doesn't have sex with me, but I'm married. I have bigger subscriber count. Pets. Oh my, you have more cats and dogs than him? So that means that you're living better at life? What the fuck is this? Is this supposed to be banter, Jeremy? You lame ass nigga.
Pets, literally anything I up. Discount Mr. Clean.
I have more subscribers than you on YouTube. Okay, so?
Down. Okay, first of all, I will.
That just makes this even more embarrassing. You're letting some nobody on YouTube just get you rattled. Again, there was a blood sport. We covered this. They had a little blood sports, Jeremy and 8 Thoughts, on Ralph's stream, on the Kill stream. And 8 Thoughts basically whipped Jeremy's ass. And of course, they never had another fight again. Jeremy literally lost every single blood sports he ever had, just like basically every skeptic that had to have, that got into like blood sports. Well, every skeptic who was pro-Sargon, who was a Sargonite, who was pro-liberalist, who got into blood sports, they ended up losing, including Sargon.
Are heavier and fatter than I am. 2, you probably are definitely a better drinker than I am. 3, okay, you've got more YouTube subscribers. I'm gonna give you that. Oh my God, dude, this guy went to like high school, like comparison. Would you like to compare? Like, I'm making jokes out here. Well, I'm not making jokes. He sucks and he's a loser. I will agree with that. But like, I mean, I don't care. It's we're having fun, making YouTube content, causing the drama. That's what we're out here doing. And this guy here is getting, like, come on, like any adult could see that. Like, look at this. Look at that, dudes. You know that. You got him.
Ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
You got him so bad when he starts that. Would you like to compare bank accounts, college degrees, wives, YouTube subscribers, pets?
He was very mad. You can tell. He was genuinely mad. He was genuinely pressed. He had to flex on this guy real quick.
Would you like
look, bro, nobody is impressed when a lame nigga flexes money. The only people who people are impressed by when they flex money are rappers, are rock stars, are people, and people are impressed when they flex money because they live exciting lives. It's like, oh my God, you're a multimillionaire off of making YouTube slot videos. Congratulations on beating the meta. Like, nobody cares.
Would you like to compare fat percentage? How about testosterone?
Like, people are impressive when cartel bosses flex their money because that money they got that money in blood. They got that money off several severed heads.
Levels, brother. How about how much trichinosis you got from getting infected by all your cats in your house, you weirdo? You freaking weirdo. I love it.
Rock stars and rappers, they get their money by doing cool shit and then dying early, like before they even reach 35. Jeremy is never going to do that.
love it. Oh,
I mean, it is impressive he didn't make it past 35 with his eating and drinking habits. You would have thought his heart would have gave up by now, but he's got another decade in him.
oh my God.
It's just like Ethan Ralph. It's always so shocked that Ralph made it to 40. If you believe hard enough, if you have a strong enough will to life, God will just keep giving you like gray life past when it was your time to go.
This is the best. It's the best ever. Oh my Lord Jesus H. Christ on a rubber crutch. The quarter rim is a beta male. I mean, this dude, he should go make some more videos about, I don't know, whatever he's outraged about today, for God's sakes. Marvel. Oh my God. The dude is like a fake outrage YouTuber. Like he tries to make it seem like as if everything is so important. Oh my God, guys, we gotta get together. We gotta stop the internet. I'm Jeremy, white knight, breaking the horse's back because I'm obese. We gotta do it together, guys. We gotta bring it out. We gotta stop Marvel. Oh my God, guys. Oh, the SJWs are going nuts today. Let's get the troops together. Yeah, come on. Hey, man. Hey, Timmy, make sure you take your Asperger's medicine. We need you to figure out how to hit the like button. Hey, support my Patreon. Oh, by the way, support my Patreon. Don't forget that I do got Patreon now. I figured like, hey, why not? Everyone else has got one out here. I need to buy a Corvette. My dad's sick. I got cancer. Come on. Support my Patreon, everybody. Jeremy the Quartering's got one.
Wait, do you actually have cancer? What the fuck?
The dude's making so much money. And he's got, I don't know, wives. How many wives does he have? Is he Mormon? I didn't know he had wives. He has plural wives. Anyways, bros, this video has been awesome making it. I've enjoyed it. I love it. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Big ups to 8 Thoughts. Now, we're going to go forward by just a month. I was banned from YouTube and threatened to be sued for roasting the Quartering. Oh, no. Not 6 years ago, Jeremy. Not 6 years ago you were doing this sort of shit, Jeremy. Now, we know for a fact, for people who've been keeping up with the Lord, we know that Jeremy has had a habit of trying to take people he didn't like off YouTube for a while. He tried to do it with Jim. He tried to trap Jim and gay op him into getting booted off YouTube when people were getting censored because people were getting sent spicy super chats and whatnot. It didn't work, but he did try to do that. So this isn't that out of character. But to see that he was getting up to the exact same type of stratagems that he's using today, that he was using just a couple days ago, right? It's just, he's so shameless. And this is a year before all the shit with Jack Murphy and whatnot would go down. He was getting onto it and he didn't reflect on it. He didn't think, I kind of did the same thing that Jack Murphy did. Maybe it's not my place to speak on this, but of course, locals cannot introspect. Locals cannot self-reflect. Locals don't have self-awareness. So they don't come to those sorts of conclusions. It doesn't even occur to them that they're being hypocrites. Anyway, Keemstar cameo, because Keemstar has a cameo in literally everything.
Did you see 8 Thoughts on Tommy's podcast? No. I don't give what a bald 40-year-old who's still living in the I threw 4 touchdowns in one high school football game has to say. The reality is, right now, you've got 8 Thoughts low IQ viewers here. You've got Ethan's fans, which I understand why they want to defend him. I respect that.
Wait, hold up. Oh, shit. His chat is kind of going crazy. What is his chat saying? Let's see. Oh my God. You're lame with your ways and not taking your meds just because Ethan has more followers than you. Don't make it a cult. Good try though. No, you are making you look terrible. What the hell are you doing? This is all strange. We are here because you flaked out your lying, money taking boogie V2. What are they talking about? What drama was this? Is this like a fucking crash out stream? Is this a forgotten crash out stream that we're talking about? Hold up. Let me look something up real quick. Let me look something up real quick. Let's see. What does that say, actually? It says watch. Hold on. Let me put... I'm very interested in... Hold on. Maybe I can put it in down here. Because I want to see... Does it still exist? That stream? I'm going to put it in the address bar real quick. I don't remember this. I don't even remember what the context for this was. There's so much. I'm glad that we're being able to go through it now And we're seeing in real time all this forgotten lore that's being dug back up, that's being brought back to the surface. This is what happens when you become a lolcow. It's like people still find new shit every once in a while about DSP. Like one time, Tevin on stream, he showed an interview of Phil from like his early machinima days that people have forgot about. Does this still exist? It's not available anymore. It was a crash out stream. It was a crash out, a forgotten crash out stream. We're going to have to check that out later. All right, we got some new content. We found some new content in real time on the stream. I fucking love it. Anyway, hold on. Mikey, how's your weekend going? It's going pretty fucking great. I'm not going to lie. Shit, it's going awesome. Every weekend I've been having all this month, it's just been like fire.
He thought
Bitches, they know. Stick it in that booty, hold my balls, suck on my balls.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, guys and drifters? Welcome to the video. I'm 8 Thoughts. Appreciate you dropping on by. Hope you're doing all fantastic. And man, Big Daddy 8 Thoughts has been gone for a week. The drama, I was banned off YouTube, and man, oh man, in this video we're going to jump into it. There's been a lot of drama.
Terry Hesticles, thank you for $2. Pets. Strong like bull. Thank you for $20. Mikey, love your documentaries and finally got to catch one of your streams. You are a commentary legend. Wow, I did not know that. I did not know I was already a legend in the commentary community. I didn't even think, I don't know, I don't even like consider myself part of the community. But okay, I don't hate commentary. So Idaho Micro, thank you for $1.99. You're born again Christian, sir. Fly for Shy, thank you for $17.38. Equatus, thank you for $2. Who the hell at YouTube is protecting this clown? I don't know, bro. I don't know what connects he's got, who's giving him this sort of like hookup or these sorts of privileges. But I saw on Kiwi Farm, somebody put out this theory. I'm not saying it's true, but you know, it's a theory they have, is that he's literally just paying somebody. He's literally bribing somebody who works at YouTube or works at Google. Well, everybody who works for YouTube works at Google technically. But, you know, he's paying somebody behind the scenes to do this for him, basically. And if that is true, if it comes out that he has been paying somebody at YouTube to help facilitate these takedowns, that's actually going to have major ramifications. This is actually going to be like a landmark drama for YouTube. This might actually be, I'm not saying it's going to make a new adpocalypse, but it's going to be like the thing that caused the adpocalypse, where it's going to end up, some shit is going to change massively if that's actually the case. I hope that's not the case, because Jeremy is actually going to be fucked if it comes out he's been bribing people at YouTube to take down other people's channels and content and shit like that for bullshit reasons. He might actually get nuked for some shit like that. They might actually take him off the platform. That's some shit that Google does not want to have a reputation of doing.
Going on to drama.
Yeah, the bull apocalypse is oh shit, the bull apocalypse. Is that the title for my video? I've been thinking about what title am I going to use for my video, right? I always come up for it. People who don't know, I make my titles and my thumbnails for my video at like almost the last second. Like the video is being rendered on YouTube and then I finally start making the thumbnail. That's literally my last thing, is the thumbnail and the title of the video. I think I got it. The bull apocalypse.
Alert, Keemstar's in it, the quartering, me getting a strike on my...
The title that I was going to go with before that was Still Bull Run, is what I was going to do. But bull apocalypse sounds better.
Channel for cyberbullying and harassment.
Cyberbullying and harassment. Quartering is a beta male got taken down for harassment and cyberbullying. You guys are going to see. You guys are going to see why that's very, very ironic.
Going on the Ralph Retort kill stream and then the quartering backing out because the giant And then going on Tommy C's podcast, I was banned for Twitter for a week. Bingo bongo, eating chimichangos. Let's get into all of this and what happened and some of the lies and some of the truths shall be exposed in this video. All right.
6 years a cycle for Harvest.
So how should we start this off?
It's been a long time coming. It's actually been such a long time coming for Jeremy to finally get this level of just, he's got his own detractor verse now. Like, actually, he's one of those people. He's now just like DSP, just like Low Tier God, just like Wings of Redemption, right? He's got his own detractor verse that's just like dedicated to people trolling him and shitting on him and making money, cyberbullying him essentially. He's one of those people now. And he did it to himself. And it's been a long time coming. And I can only imagine if there's somebody who's been hating on Jeremy, because I remember somebody in my chat, they came here and they dropped a dono and they're like, I've been waiting for this ever since he started shitting up the Magic the Gathering community. Like, there have been people who've been waiting over a decade for Jeremy to finally get his, and it's finally come.
Give you the rundown real quick, the cliff notes, as they would call it, to the situation. So about a week or so ago, I uploaded a video.
Is 8 Thought still alive? Yeah, you can look it up right now. He's still making content.
Dunking on the quartering with a video titled, "The Quartering is a Beta Male and His Content Sucks." In the video, I roasted him, teased him, made fun of him, called him a sweaty-looking, dirty hobo alcoholic, talked about how his content sucks and how he drags his videos out for 15 minutes on a topic that could be covered
all of these things are factually true. Like, I don't even know. What's the cyberbullying?
About 30 seconds, how he speaks.
It's just like the cuck shit. It's like the cuck shit that people were talking about where it's like cyberbullying and harassment. But it exists. Adam Seller is a guy who is a bull, who does engage in swinging and fucking other people's hot wives, and he comes over to fucking to Jeremy's house to get drunk with him and do whatever the fuck, chill in his jacuzzi with his wife. So it's like, maybe you could say people are exaggerating by saying that he's fucking his wife. We don't know that for sure, but all those other details are 100% objectively like provable. We have the receipts.
So slowly and pauses like this and blinks like he is suffering an aneurysm during his videos. And some way, somehow, that video, out of all the videos I've done dunking on and roasting a lot of YouTubers over the years, got flagged, surprisingly, and was taken down and struck down.
Wait, hold on. How much?
The YouTubers. And some way, somehow, that video, out of all the videos I've done dunking on and roasting a lot of YouTubers over the years, got flagged, surprisingly, and was taken down and struck down by YouTube for cyberbullying and harassment. That's right.
This is why he thinks he could get away with this shit now. Right? This is why he thinks he can get away with it now, is because he used to be able to get away with it back in the day. That doesn't work anymore, bro. Well, you're going to take down all the content? I think he does. I think he still does think he can take down all the content. It's not going to work, bro. I mean, you can try and take down my video when it comes out next week. You can try and take down June's video when it comes down next month. I'm pretty sure that just some ordinary gamers, Mudahar, right? He made how was everyone's weekend joke, and he said he's working on a video. You gonna take down Mudahar's video? You gonna take? What about when Charlie? Here's the thing, right? We all know eventually June the King is gonna drop a video. Fucking H3 already making content, lots of content about quartering now, right? Mudahar is about to drop a video. Eventually, Charlie is going to drop a video because all the other big commentary channels, all these other commentary channels are talking about this video. And eventually Charlie's going to talk about it. When Moist Critical talks about the situation involving the quartering, it's actually over. It's actually game over. Moist Critical, if Charlie makes a video about the quartering, that's actually GG's. Like, there's no coming back. It's done, bro. It's over with.
I mean, come on, man. That's what we're getting to in 2020, huh? Cancel culture. Let's take a video down from a dude who suffers from cancer, whose main source of income and only source.
Yeah, I know that Moist Critical, he's waiting for the consensus opinion. That's why it's going to be over. Because once Moist Critical comes and he speaks on it, That means that it's already been decided.
income is making YouTube
It's going to be a it is known Khaleesi type situation.
videos, but let's decide to strike that video down because someone got offended or feelings were hurt about jokes from a grown man to another grown man.
When did sticks and stones may break my...
Yeah, we're gonna skip this. One, well, I don't think this is that funny. Two, I might end up getting the stream might get claimed if I play somebody else's comedy videos.
Uploaded.
It didn't used to be like that, but YouTube got weird. YouTube is very weird because it's better than it used to be in certain ways, like censorship and whatnot. But it's also worse than it used to be in certain ways. Like sometimes there used to be a time when you literally couldn't say like nigger or faggot on stream for a while there. You know, you used to be able to say all the slurs on stream in the early days of YouTube and still get like tons of money via monetization and whatnot. But then there was this period where you couldn't say any no words. YouTubers were censoring the fuck out of their shit. Now, I mean, you can't say all the no words as much as you want, but you can say a slur or two and get away with it and still have your shit, you know, you can get that green dollar sign. So
a video to my second channel saying the quartering strikes 8 thoughts channel down, and I put a banner up on my YouTube channel with a funny looking picture of the quartering and a screenshot of the strike with the caption, the quartering strikes 8 thoughts down. And then the quartering just started going crazy. And what's really weird though, first of all,
the strongest possible words, fuck you. I can't say that. This is the fucking lowest thing anyone can do on the platform, and to accuse me of it is beyond the pale. I spend my time helping people as often as I can, and this video is a fucking embarrassment. Man, he was mad. He was mad. I forgot how mad this shit made him. He was actually really fucking pissed.
Before we get
now, I don't even think this is the alcohol speaking. This is like a case where he's super mad at somebody and it's not even alcohol induced. Or maybe he is. Hold up. This was put out 4 p.m. 4 p.m. So maybe he was already, I could believe that Quartering got drunk at just 4 p.m. He was already shit-faced. It was only 4 p.m. in the evening. I could believe that.
Myself is after I made the video dunking on the quartering, I didn't hear anything from him. I didn't see anything from him. Nothing was tweeted at me. Nothing was mentioned, which is very strange because the quartering, for a guy that likes to, you know, call out SJWs and outrage culture and all the media and all the, you know, people who are full-fledged, I guess, red-haired, blue-haired, purple-haired kind of people and how they freak out, he likes to call them out and call them, you know, betas and stuff like that. For a guy who fronts as a person who isn't that kind of person, he sure reacts super, super crazy on Twitter and gets so angry and gets so triggered. Even
he can't take it. He can dish it out, but he can't take it. See, if it was coming from a leftist, you know what? No, because I said he could handle it when it was coming from leftists, but he couldn't because there was that one time when Lance from Surf's Times, right, was calling him out. He was like, hey, man, let's debate. And then Quartering was like, I'm not going to debate your broke ass. I'll tell you what, you donate, right, like $5,000 to some charity or something right now, and then I'll debate you. Lance ends up, I don't know, how much did he amass? Was it like 25K? Was it even more than that? Like 50K? Like some insane amount he ended up raising for some trans charity or whatever the fuck in some 24-hour stream. And then he came back to Jeremy. He's like, all right, I did it. Let's debate. And then Quartering ran away like a bitch. And then he accused Lance of the Surf's Times of cyberbullying him. Bro ran away from a bread tuber. He ran away from Lance. Lance is one of the most retarded of the bread tubers. Do you know how low IQ that is? He ran away from this dude, man. He is a pussy. He can't take it from anybody.
He says he doesn't care. He gets freaked out and he replies back and subtweets you and gets very soy boy over a lot of things that really are just jokes. But a video where I completely call him out and dunk on him with 2 hands and balls all in his face, he completely just sort of sidetracked that, didn't pay any attention to it, and didn't, you know, even comment about it. But somehow that video got flagged down. So in my mind, I thought that was kind of strange that the dude that is overly sensitive on Twitter just totally ignores an entire video calling him out. And then subsequently that video got struck down. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, he's trying to pretend like he didn't see it. It didn't bother him. And then when the video gets struck down, he can sort of play coy and be like, oh, whoa, what happened there? I have absolutely nothing to do with it. And in defense of...
It's exactly what he's doing right now.
He did show
it's exactly what he's doing right now. His strategy, his tactics haven't changed at all. He's still up to the same old tricks, still up to the same old ish, man. He hasn't changed one bit. He still thinks he can fool people. He thinks he could just like pull the wool over our eyes. Like we can't see what's going on. Like we're all retarded, right? It's like retarded people can't imagine for a second that non-retarded people aren't retarded and that they don't fall for the same tricks. It's like when you're playing with a baby, right? And you put your hands in front of your face, and then a kid starts looking around like, where did he go? What the fuck? He just vanished. And then like you pull your hands away, and it's like, oh, you were right there. And then the baby puts their hands in front of their face, and then they're like, wait, you can still see me? But how? I put my hands in front of my face. That means I'm not invisible. No, like little baby, your brain is small. You don't understand that level of like wizardry doesn't work on me with my bigger adult brain. Same thing with lolcows. Lolcows don't know that those of us who don't have lolcow brains, we don't fall for the nonsense.
Flagging history with all of his little channels that he has and big channels that he has. And in those reports, you can check and see flagging reports. Nothing showed up as far as flagging actually anything. So
dumbass babies thinking that they can fool you by putting their hands up. Like, what you
for that, then that's fine. But we'll get into a little bit more later on.
I was playing with my little nephew. I was playing hide and seek. This nigga hid behind a tree, but like I could still see him, but he was just facing away from me. Like, what is this little retard doing? Like, nigga, I can see you. Then he said I had to like walk around, pretend I couldn't see him, you know, not to hurt his feelings. Like, I would kill this nigga in hide and seek, but I gotta hold back. Gotta hide my power level, you know, not to demoralize him too much.
As to why that doesn't necessarily, I would say, exonerate him. But continuing on with the actual timeline of the situation. So he sees my video and my YouTube header claiming he struck my channel down and proceeds to freak out and goes on a tirade on Twitter and then talks about how I'm hurting his brand and that, you know what, there's no proof.
What? My channel's reputation is the single most important thing. If you think I'm overreacting, you've never had to manage a brand, which to be fair, very few have, lol. I assure you, it's worth it. What brand? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You piss in basements, dude. You made a video called White Knights Stop Magic Cosplayer Rape. And then like you acted like it wasn't a big deal. What's your brand? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're just mad because some dude was making fun of you on the internet. That's all this is about.
Doesn't even watch the video. And in the video, I even say that I don't have any proof that he did strike it down. I'm just assuming he did, or at least he was complicit in striking it down. But, you know, he doesn't like the title because it implies that he did in my thumbnail banner on my YouTube channel. So to make him happy, I put a question mark on the video as to, you know, not imply, but to question if he did or not. And I took the thumbnail banner or whatever down from YouTube channel, but that was more just for a troll and a joke. But he was getting so bent out of shape, I figured, like, you know what, this is getting out of hand. But don't worry, the soy gets so much thicker and deeper here, it's pathetic. After I do all that, he's still going off on about it, talking about how I hurt his brand and ruining his brand and et cetera, and his brand is so important. He starts to threaten lawsuits against me on Twitter.
Oh my God, dude. Hopefully you'll have a few bucks to donate to his legal fund. What are you going to sue him for? You're going to sue him for calling you a beta cuck? Calling somebody a beta cuck? Is that defamation? What, I gotta go in court and I gotta prove to you that you are in fact a beta? Well, technically, it's a good thing he didn't take him to court because he would have lost. In hindsight, we know now that if he had actually taken this dude to court for calling him a cuck, he actually might have won. If his lawyer just did a little bit of internet sleuthing, he could have presented the receipts that the Kino Casino presented, well, the Kiwi Farms presented, you know, a while ago, and he would have been like, Your Honor, no, I have it right here. I have the shit. His friend Adam Seller is on Reddit. He's on Twitter, right, talking about fucking hot wives. He keeps coming to Jeremy's house. Talks about how he loves to get his dick sucked and make his the woman he's fucking, their husband, push their head down on his dick, right? Like that's the guy he's inviting to his house. Jeremy Hambley is most likely an actual cuck, and he would have won.
about how he's going to sue me and take everything I have and everything I own, and he's going to donate it all to the SPCA or some kind of fund, and he can't wait to run me over the coals. And he figured this was going to be a good reply. Like, in his mind, he thought, yeah, this will get him, this will scare him, this is a good way to get 8 thoughts. And I don't give a damn. Like, what, you're going to sue me? Like, yeah, okay, buddy, sue me for damages. Good luck with that. So he's threatening me on Twitter, which I'm banning.
You would have to prove damages. You can't just say, hey, this guy, he's hurting my brand, I'm going to sue him for damages, and then go, like, you have to actually prove what is the damage. You're going to have to stand before a judge and then, like, argue. Your lawyer is going to have to argue for you. Okay, what was the damage done by this YouTuber calling you a beta cuck? How did he destroy your brand? What were the losses that you incurred because of this man calling you a beta cuck?
Reply about suing me, and it turns worse for Jeremy, and it makes him look like an absolute idiot, because what he thought would happen is other people would dogpile on me, but everyone started turning on Jeremy the Quartering. Everybody,
hey, look, there goes Optimus.
Started tweeting at him, YouTubers talking about this is a low energy soy boy move.
No, it's kind of crazy because you see it. Okay, so even back then, when he tried to destroy somebody just because they were saying something mean about him on the internet, other YouTubers still turned on him. And then 6 years later, he does the same thing. He does a more extreme version of it, really, because even though he's not threatening to take, no, he did threaten to take them to court, and he took their shit down. So then he's shocked. He's shocked that people like Yellow Flash and Side Scrollers and all these other people he used to affiliate with it, they're either like actively shitting on him, or they're not taking a strong opinion, but they're still disavowing the action itself, the action of censoring and deplatforming people just because they say mean things about you. And they're surprised. Why are you shocked? You tried to do this 6 years ago, and this was the response.
What in the hell are you doing? You look like an idiot. You want to talk about someone hurting their brand because the guy makes a video on his second channel with 15,000 views accusing you of striking his video down, and your response is, I'm going to sue this guy. Like, you look like an idiot. Call it off. Quit. You're hurting yourself. And then Jeremy, the Quartering, says to Ralph Retort, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Ralph Retort.
Oh, yeah, we're very familiar with the Ralph Retort. You know, very known. Ralph had he didn't have a very different. This was around the time. Yeah, 2020. 2020 was Ralph going full lolcow. It was really like back in 2029, but 2029 to 2029, we aren't even there yet. Ralph was living in the future, I guess. 2019 to 2020, that was Ralph's full on lolcow. No, he reached terminal lolcow during that period, right? 2019 to 2020 to 2021. That's when all the Faith Vicker shit would pop off and all this other stuff. And he's been a super duper lolcow ever since. And Jeremy's going through his equivalent of that right now. Giga Todd Howard Real, thank you for $2. Jer also pays for advertisements. Ad contract. Oh yeah, he's definitely paying for. I don't really get what's the point. I never understood what is the point of botting? What is the point of paying for advertisers? Like, what's the point of that? At some point, if you don't have genuine support for your content, it's not even going to fucking matter. Those are just fair weather views that aren't going to translate to any sort of revenue for you, if that's what you actually care about. You're just wasting money. You're throwing money away to make yourself seem more successful than you are. Cardboard engineer. I guess it's to trick sponsors, basically. Here's what I think it is. I think the reason why some people buy bots, the reason why some people buy advertisers is because they just want to trick sponsors, right? Like, oh, you look at all these viewers I get on this site. Maybe I can get a Rumble contract because they see, oh shit, he's got so many viewers on Twitch and on YouTube. He's gotta be like just doing it Godzilla huge. And then they get on Rumble and he actually didn't have any real views. It was just botted there, but he fits right in because everybody's botting on Rumble. So, but anyway, that's what it is. It's to trick sponsors and people into giving you contracts and deals and stuff like that, essentially. Cardboard engineer, thank you for $2. Jared's wife might go to Spain to run with the Bulls. Goldie, thank you for $5 Canadian. Mikey, when are you going to do a 3-hour history stream? I've been thinking about it. I need to think up what the subject of it might be. I have no problem with talking at length about like one historical topic, but it's got to be about like an actual subject I want to talk about at length by myself. I might have a guest on. I don't know. I'll think about it. It's not off the table. Beckett OC, thank you for 10 pounds. Amazing work, man. This has been awesome content. I just hated him for being boring as fuck. Had no idea how deep the rabbit hole went. LMAO. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people came to my video, right? They're in the comments of my video. You can go and find them. People who are like, oh man, I used to watch his videos a long time ago and I stopped because he was boring. I didn't know there was this giant rabbit hole of shit. They don't know all the lore. When June drops his doc next month, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be like 10 times. June is going to get like 1 million views on that shit because he's talking about a big YouTuber and shit. And even more people are going to be like, whoa, there's all this lore? There's like 3 to 4 hours worth of lore about the fucking quartering? I had no idea. Aurelius, thank you for $6.99 Canadian. How long do you think until Hambly declares bankruptcy? I think it will be in 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. I guess that sounds pretty reasonable. It could be 3. I want to give it at least 3, right? He's not making it out of the 2020s without declaring bankruptcy. That's 100%. Now, he's no way. 4 years? 4 years? He's going to make it without declaring bankruptcy? No, he's going to be broke way before then. Way before then. Probably he'll be broke before Trump leaves office or dies in office. I don't know. Joey Jojo, that's not me like doing the leftist thing of saying, haha, wouldn't it be funny if Trump got knocked out? I'm just saying Trump is like the oldest sitting president ever, and there's like a very realistic chance that he just dies in office. He just has like a heart attack or a stroke, or I don't know, he's just old as fuck. He just dies of natural causes or some shit. Joey Jojo, thank you for $5. YouTube censorship is weird. You can swear all you want, but you can't say words like abuse, assault, or suicide if you want to be monetized. I actually really like the term unalived. I know it was just a suicide. It was a way for them to say suicide without saying suicide, but I still always like the term unalived. Or what's the other one? Other one was self-delete. That's another good one. I always like the term self-delete. Project Libertad, thank you for $5. Charlie's video will be like, what's up everyone, Critical here. We got a big poo-poo caca situation, but not as big as the poo-poo caca Jeremy did in Walmart. Yeah, probably. Chaos in Control, thank you for $1.99. Jeremy is 4 things. Yeah. Chaos in Control, thank you for another $1.99. 3-hour Reconquista video win? Oh, that'd be way longer than fucking 3 hours talking about the Reconquista. K. Emmanuel, thank you for $1.99. Not even Billy Mitchell. Now even Billy Mitchell is dunking on Jeremy on X. Of course he is. Chaos in Control, thank you for another $4.99. This fuck took out a mortgage on his home for fucking coffee. We're going to get to it. After we get through with this, we're going to get to it.
On D Live, he has the kill stream where Just Destiny and other people have debated, and Nerd City was on there, and Keemstar has been on there before, fighting the quartering and other YouTubers. So the quartering, which I have been on the kill stream before with, making fun of and roasting and talking about how much he sucks, says, hey, Ralph, we got to set this up, man. I want to talk to 8 Thoughts. We're going to debate this. We're going to have a kill stream. Let's go on the Ralph retort. And Ralph's like, sure, we'll set it up for tonight. Let's do this. I'm like, I'm down. Then after the quartering was getting dunked on and roasted by every other YouTuber on Twitter for threatening to sue me, and he looks like an idiot now, he just decides that I'm not going to do it now, and I'm going to back out for legal reasons. I don't want to do it.
What
and
a
the word is on the street is
bitch.
the reason why you backed out is
Now, he would eventually do it, and he got clapped, right? So he was right. His instincts were right to not do this thing with 8 Thoughts, because what he was afraid of happened, which is that he got dunked on live stream, on Ralph's stream. So he was right to not do it. But what a bitch, bro.
excuse he was trying
Got no heart in him.
give us. He was worried about getting swatted or doxxed or, just having people harassing him and whatnot now because he's going after me. And then he tweets out one of the most egregious tweets in the world. It's just even more callous and even more insinuating and actually worse than someone like me saying that he struck a video down, which I'm assuming, I don't know for facts, but I was assuming. But this guy comes out here and tweets out that, hey, this guy's a terrible dude who runs.
This guy's crew has been associated to some seriously terrible shit. doxing, swatting, and more. This isn't the first time, and so yes, I archive shit that happens online in cases like this, in case someone does something fucking idiotic, and I will defend myself, yes. So I'm sure you have some proof of it. I'm sure he presented receipts of the thing that he was saying. Just saying that this dude has been swatting people and doxing people and doing all this craziness. Surely you weren't just talking shit, just giving yourself an excuse to not have to engage and just defending yourself for taking down his shit. Exactly what he did with the casino. Saying, oh, they're not only are they going after my wife, people are pulling up to my house. And then he doesn't post any photos of it. Are you telling me, Mr. Rich Man, you live in your big ass mansion in the middle of the woods? Somebody came all the way to the open lot like Jeremy does. He's one of those people. He lives in the middle of the woods in Wisconsin with tons of land in this big fucking mansion. So somebody came all the way out there and I don't know, they fucking rang your doorbell a bunch of times. And you don't have a camera or something? You don't have a Ring camera? Why didn't you show us the Ring camera of the dude who like did that shit? You don't have any cameras on your big ass property at your mansion? It's ridiculous, dude.
In really bad circles, man.
He loves taking photos of his place. He loves taking photos of his fleet of expensive cars in his big ass garage that he recently expanded, showing us his modded Cybertruck, his expensive EVs, his tractor. This nigga literally bought a tractor, right? Talking about how, oh, I need to make this sub goal, or hey, I need this Rumble contract. Hey, I need you guys to buy my coffee. You bought a tractor, buddy. I think you're doing pretty fucking fine. He'll show us all that. He won't show us any evidence of some dude coming to his house and, I don't know, antagonizing him. It's bullshit, man.
He's a known crew of doxers and swatters and just all kinds of like ridiculous accusations, which are way worse than someone saying you struck a video down. Like you're actually like accusing someone of swatting, which is a federal offense and can land someone in jail without any proof, without any...
Yeah, you out here accusing people of actual crimes and all we're doing is calling you cuck. Like, come on, man. Like, he's so weak to the word cuck. He loves using it, but if you use it against him, if you call him a cuck, he can't take it. He just breaks down.
Evidence, basically being a huge hypocrite, getting mad at me for accusing him of taking a video down, which seems a little more likely considering the quarterings past of getting triggered over my tweets and then not talking about the video.
Malgus87, thank you for $5. I've been watching, it's been funny watching people like RTU react to this, acting like he isn't a Flaggot. He keeps threatening to do it to people as well. Oh yeah, he's a complete Flaggot. Completely on the same level of Jeremy. He's also, Review Tech USA has not only also flagged people, he's also gotten people's channels taken down just like Jeremy has. So he's another example of a flagger who's worse than Mundane Matt, because at least Matt didn't get people's channels obliterated. Kaiser Conagratzer, thank you for $2. Who's worse with money, Jer or Phil? Well, you know, that's actually a good question. I was going to say Phil because Jeremy is a millionaire. But the thing is, I think that Jeremy actually has worse spending habits. He just has way more money to spend, right? Because we're going to get to it when we get to this Luther Morgan video right after this. Jeremy's spending habits, the things that he puts money in, not just on like, I don't know, amenities, but also commodities, things for his business. It's just terrible, bro. He spent $250,000. Again, I can't stress this enough. Spent $250,000 just to simp for Sydney Watson. That's insane. He would never do anything like that, Phil. Now he'll spend tons of money on his WWE gotcha game, but Uber Eats and all this other shit and all this stupid shit he doesn't need in his office. The level of waste that Jeremy does is on a whole nother level. Right? So I guess they're about even. I guess, honestly, I would say that Phil maybe edges him out. I feel like Phil probably wouldn't want for less if he had as much money. You know, he probably would be worse. If Phil had as much money as Jeremy does, he probably would end up wasting as much. Yeah, I'm going to say Phil is still worse with money. Just slightly, though. It's very close. They're like neck and neck. Brad Corman, thank you for $10. I like how Quarter Pounder is a Trump grifter, but he took out, allegedly, in my opinion, fraudulent PPP COVID loan for his old marketing company, Marketing Sheriff LLC, for $33K. It was forgiven. Well, look, dude, tons of people took out fraudulent PPP COVID loans. Like, the government was basically giving it out because, I don't know, it was an actual global pandemic, a global catastrophe was going on, and they were literally telling you that you can't go outside and conduct business. So the government kind of was like, well, we kind of fucked up the economy and we fucked up a lot of your businesses, so the least we can do is give you some money. Now, in Jeremy's case, his business, I don't think it was actually impacted in any way by COVID because, again, it wasn't a physical business. None of his employees worked at a physical location. They probably didn't even live in the same state as Jeremy. A lot of them didn't. So he probably didn't need it. But, you know, he was far from the only guy to take a fraudulent PPP loan during COVID. Sleazy, thank you for $5. Never forget the Quarter Pounder was quick to post a ring SWAT video years ago during COOF, but not now. You're so fucking right. Holy shit, I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, I gotta like rewrite something real quick in my video because I already finished the script, right? The script for the video is already done. I'm just like gathering some shit together before, you know, I start editing it. But, you know, I might, you know, that detail you just told me about how after that time he got swatted. Ironically, after Tim Pool got swatted and Jeremy went into Tim's chat while he was away from his office to chill for his coffee, he got swatted at the exact same time, or like a few minutes or like an hour after that. And then he immediately posted the footage and all that other shit. He didn't do it for this, though. Very strange. Yeah, I add that in my video. Thank you for reminding me, bro. NTQ, thank you for $2. Rival stream win. I want to hear comic takes, maybe in the future.
But all and also just magically disappears. So, you know what? You can't come out here and start, you know, accusing.
If I'm going to start playing video games on stream, I might as well just take it to Kick. I need to stop delaying it. People keep saying, go to Kick. Go to Kick. I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I do like your super chats, though.
Me like, yeah, guys, I'm a doxer and I'm a swatter, and there's no evidence. No one's ever been swatted. There's one guy named Blue who harasses Drifter all the time that I know for being a goof that he is, but he's pretty much said he's given up on that. And I've told him in the past I don't really, you know, get down with that. I'm not really into it. So we just, you know, just stop the doxing and harassing Drifter on his streams and things of that in nature. It's like I'm some kind of lizard squad out here DDoSing people and swatting and doxing.
Oh
people.
man, that's something I haven't heard in a very long time. Lizard squad. Hey, who was more dangerous? Who was more dangerous, chat? Was it Lizard Squad or was it Plate Gang?
A warning though that there are people who do like me, and if you do mess with me, they order pizzas to your house and get black hookers shown.
Who was running the streets with more terror?
At 2:00 in the morning. So, you know, just beware.
Who was the worst internet digital terrorist organization?
Just letting you know. Joking, not joking. So he tries to make that excuse up that he's, you know, worried about that kind of stuff without actually mentioning it. But instead, the reality is he looks like an idiot. He threatened to sue me. People thought he was just an absolute soy boy now and is hurting his brand by his own actions, not by what I've said. So he backed out. The Ralph retort, which I still went on and just basically roasted him and everybody in that stream, to be honest. I was just having a good time. And then Tommy C had me up on his podcast the next day, which was a very good interview, really good job. So if you haven't seen that, go over and watch that. And that brings us to about a day or so ago where Keemstar now gets involved, which is amazing because Keemstar doesn't like me, which is...
Oh, wow. Well, Keemstar doesn't like you, but Keemstar, here's what it is. Keemstar is definitely one of those, the enemy of my bigger enemy is my friend, at least for the moment. If you're an op to Keemstar, but Keemstar has an even bigger op that you happen to also treat as an op, Keemstar will like temporarily be on your side just so he can get the bigger op who he hates more. And I respect that. Dear the Quartering, I find it very hypocritical that you called me a deplatformer because we wanted to stop J-Station when you're here flagging 8 Thoughts video. I know you denied that you did, but Jeremy, you are not fooling no one. You owe everyone an apology. Man up. Yeah, at the end of the day, no one will probably ever know if the Quartering flagged 8 Thoughts or not. There's no way to prove he did it and no way to prove he didn't do it. 8 Thoughts made negative vids on everyone, and only the Quartering got flagged down. He's basically in tears over this, claiming he's innocent. I've never seen him this bent out of shape. I thought about making a video, but what's the point? There's no proof, so I'm just gonna drop it for now. They seem to think because I have millions of followers, I'm not allowed to think someone is guilty without proof. Dumb, right? Lol. So I was just making jokes saying that I win because I have more followers.
Understandable. I'm constantly trolling him and making fun of him.
It's just like Review Tech USA. It's just like Rich when Anna Doyle's channel went down and he was saying, well, I flagged Anna Doyle. I didn't have their channel taken down. Who else would flag them down? Anna Doyle was only making content about you. Why would a random person want to flag them down? Why would they do that?
But Keemstar actually came to my defense and started calling out the quartering with all kinds of tweets and just going at him and roasting him and dunking on him as well. And that's when the quartering all of a sudden now made a video to defend himself against Keemstar and 8 Thoughts. And oh my God, the egregious offenses that are being put forth upon him by these two. Oh,
Mikey, thoughts on the Dresden bombing? Oh, it was definitely fucked up, right? But you know, it's like once you start bombing civilian targets, you really can't cry about them bombing your civilian targets. That doesn't make it not evil. I want to point that out, right? It's like the Dresden bombings were definitely still like crimes against humanity, but they were crimes against humanity against people who had also committed crimes against humanity in British cities. So it was like, from the British perspective in World War II, it was very much par for course. It's just like in the Pacific War. We were bombing the shit. America was bombing the shit out of Japanese cities. The firebombing raids we did on the Japanese in World War II, without a doubt, the worst war crimes America has ever committed. It was terrible, bro. It was like bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies in the worst type of way, because a lot of Japanese cities were made out of wood, right? So here's what Curtis LeMay would do. And this is why Curtis LeMay, he was a military genius. He was a great strategist. He was also a fucking monster, right? He would deliberately go out and do these firebombing raids on these Japanese cities that were made out of wood. And he would do it specifically on windy days. So that way, when he dropped the bomb on one of these cities, the wind would catch up, and then you would have like this maelstrom of hellfire just spreading all throughout this city and just like burning everyone and everything in the most agonizing way. Like, it's just the most vicious shit America has ever done. But the Japanese still bombed other people's cities even harder. They were still hitting civilian targets even worse. That doesn't make what we did to the Japanese not immensely fucked up. It was. But once you start total war, it's hard to turn total war off. That's why you don't do it. This is why we fight limited wars now. Because once you enter total war mode, well, all the gloves are off. Now you can commit all the war crimes. And who gets put on a tribunal after the war ends is completely dependent on who wins and who loses.
Man, less than reputable human beings are such bad people. And that brings us to present day, where now I am unbanned. And thank you, Lord Jesus. Everybody give a big smash the like button. Subscribe right now. 8 Thoughts of Alpha Male Elite Gaming Athlete is back, baby. Yeah, I'm back, baby. Oh yeah, here's some auto-tune. Kiss my ass, Jeremy. So, like, did the quartering strike my videos down? Was he complicit in the videos being taken down? It seems very, very peculiar that out of all the videos I have on this website of me calling out YouTubers and roasting other YouTubers, this is the video that gets a strike for cyberbullying and harassment. It's just kind of coincidental that the guy that reacts like the most biggest on this platform, anytime you talk to him on Twitter or call him out or make fun of him, just coincidentally, the video that calls him out and makes fun of him gets a strike on it as well. So, I don't know. I'm on the impression
coincidentally
that he's involved, because if you don't know, people with a 300,000 subscriber channel.
Yeah, Jeremy would never give anybody this level of goodwill if the shoe was on the other foot. He was 100% believed that they did it. If somebody who he was beefing with took down a video that was talking about him, and that was the only video of his, the only content of his that got claimed, he would 1,000% just assume that person did it, no matter what lack of evidence there was. But for some reason, we just have to play stupid and pretend that all these videos talking about the quartering, shitting on the quartering, just going down, it's just a coinky dink, right? Oh, I guess the YouTube bots, they just went crazy. Sure, dude.
Like myself.
Sure.
You can't just flag videos down by having some group of trolls get angry and hate you and go and flag your videos for whatever reason they feel a need to, and then that video gets taken down. It doesn't work that way, because otherwise tons of channels would just have their videos taken down all the time, because the more people you have subscribed to your channel, the more haters they're just inevitably going to have that just somehow latch onto that channel that don't like you for whatever reasons, justified or unjustified, and you'd have a bunch of YouTubers constantly just
yeah, Brad Corman, that thing where all the Germans were just like being kicked out of like other European countries after World War II. Yeah, that is something that gets swept, because it wasn't like Germans invaded and they started remigrating their people and these people were getting sent back, deported back to Germany. These were people who were German citizens. These were people who weren't even like, may not have even been like pro Germany. They were pro the countries where they were in, and they got sent back. And I don't know. That was very fucked up, because it was basically, I don't know, I guess technically it was ethnic cleansing. Nobody died, but they were forcefully remigrated away from all these other countries they may have lived in peacefully for decades. So I don't know.
getting strikes and being taken down. So it takes definitely some connections, some finagling, and definitely some know-how in order to take a video down. So either way, it's pretty hypocritical, whether it be his fan base or him himself that are responsible for taking my video down and striking, because the channel is predicated and based upon the opposite of that kind of behavior. People getting butthurt is what Jeremy likes to expose all the time in all his videos about media and gaming and comics and politics. So it's strange that a guy's channel who's based upon not being a soy boy gets a video roasting him, and exact behavior of a soy boy ensues. I don't know, man. I'm going to leave.
Ethnic Germans were pro-Germany, man. Have you heard of a man called Dwight Eisenhower?
It as is. I think it's questionable. Personally, myself, that's what I'm assuming. That's my opinion. I guess, you know, if you have an opinion about something on the internet, I guess you're not allowed to put that on the video. And it's 2020, boys, and sticks and stones will.
Literally the most important, the most important American general of World War II was of German descent.
Will definitely break bones, and names hurt a whole lot more now. Oh my God, don't make fun of anybody, 8 Thoughts. You're hurting my feelings. Oh no. The funniest thing, before I can go, if I can tap into something here real quick, is I love how other people and the fans of other YouTubers are the ones coming to the defense of that YouTuber who's a grown man. Like, if you look at my Twitter feed, if you look at the comments on videos, it's a bunch of grown adults coming at another YouTuber defending another grown man.
Hold on, let me read that.
It's a bunch of grown
Look at these quartering fans. You seem like a guy whose life peaked in high school. Why do they always go back to high school? Like, he keeps referencing high school. Jeremy keeps referencing high school. Why are you guys obsessed with high school? I think you guys are the ones who have a complex about high school. I don't think about high school ever. Well, sometimes I think about high school, because sometimes, you know, you just get memories. You just get nostalgic. But I don't like hang on to it. There's nothing special about high school. He was bringing up that 8 Thoughts. He's like that guy. Oh, you're just some jock who you peaked in high school, and like your biggest thing in life was throwing a football real far, which just lets you know he got bullied. Maybe that's what it is. These are guys who got bullied in high school by jocks, and they still can't let it go. Kind of like Movie Bob. It's why Movie Bob, he can't let go of the 90s, because he was getting fucked up by like people were just harassing him and shit all throughout school, so he can't let it go. You seem like a guy whose life peaked in high school. Collects scrap metal for beer money. Okay, just, you know, looking down on people who are having a hard time, and has spent his entire life in the same town. What's wrong with that? While envying the people he made fun of as a kid because they're all success. Okay, so I was right. I didn't even finish reading this, but I completely had it right. Envying the people he made fun of as a kid because they're all successful and you're unemployed. This doesn't happen, by the way. For anybody, if you're one of those nerds who, like, you're waiting for your moment of revenge where you're going to show up at the school you're going to show up at the school reunion with your new Cybertruck. You know, you're making your high 6-figure job, or maybe you had your fucking you started your own tech business or whatever, you're a self-made millionaire. People are going to say, hey man, way to go. Good job. Nobody is going to fucking be seething with envy at your success. That's a nerd rage fantasy that is not real.
Adults coming at another YouTuber defending another grown man, a very well-grown man who was.
Yes, it does sound like something Nick Fuentes did, because Nick Fuentes has literally the exact same mentality. Nick Fuentes is also someone who's still obsessed with shit that happened when he was in middle and high school. He hasn't gotten over it. The most traumatic thing that has ever happened to Nick Fuentes, it wasn't that time he maced that one old lady who knocked on his door. It wasn't that time that dude came to his house with a gun and a crossbow to kill him. It wasn't any of that. The most traumatic event, it wasn't Jan 6th. It was a Super Bowl party. For people who don't know the lore, right? Because you haven't watched my documentary on Nick Fuentes, which you should right now. For people who don't know the lore, Nick Fuentes, he used to go to all these Super Bowl parties with his parents when he was a little kid. And he used to hate these parties because every time he went to these parties, he would get bullied by the other kids because he's always been short and scrawny, and they would fucking haze him. And he sucked at sports. He didn't even play team. Like, he sucked at sports. They wouldn't even pick him. He couldn't be batter. He couldn't be pitcher. He couldn't be outfield. They make him the umpire. He would have to be the umpire because nobody wanted them on his team. Anyway, he goes to these parties. He decides, I don't want to go to these parties anymore. Every time I go, I get into a fight with one of the kids there. They're mean to me. I'm not going. So he gets old enough, he stops going. Now, Nick, he graduates from high school. He starts doing his fucking edgy political e-celeb thing. He gets some money. He gets a little bit of attention. He's been on TV. He's been in the news a couple times. He's had some articles written about him. He thinks he's somebody now because he has a little bit of clout and a little bit of money. He goes back to his hometown. He goes back to Chicago. He throws his own Super Bowl party, right? And he invites the other. No, he does go. He goes to a Super Bowl party, right? And he's going to show up. He's going to show everybody he's this happening guy. Literally his words. Nick Fuentes like, I'm going to show up and show them that I'm this happening guy and that I've made it. He goes to the Super Bowl party. Everybody else gets up and leaves him alone in the basement to go to another party without him. And then that it broke him. He says, I'm never doing this again. I'm never going to another. That clip that you guys saw of Nick Fuentes when he's at the club with Sneeko and Clavicular and the fucking Tate brothers and shit and Myron Gaines, and he's just minding his own business in the corner on his phone. He doesn't talk to people because he went through events like that all throughout his childhood, and now he's traumatized and thinks that anytime he tries to interact with regular people in like a social party setting, it's going to be just like when he went to the Super Bowl parties and they're going to bully him and make fun of him and make him feel like shit. These are the type of people who are quartering fans. People who are just traumatized by shit that happened in middle school and high school that they can't fucking let go. They're just living in the shadow of shit that happened when they were kids and they never grow up. Anyway, a little bit of Nick Fuentes lore. You know, every time you just need some. You aren't pulling off those sunglasses either. You know, whatever.
Very big,
it's the same shit.
Possibly obese. But it's just like, bro, what are you doing? We're out here as fellow grown men. This isn't a kid who can't defend themselves. And they're like white knights for
Mikey, thoughts on Carl Mannerheim? Shit. Mannerheim was probably the best. Well, he was the best commander-in-chief of World War II. He probably was the best general of World War II, for real. Mannerheim, I'm thinking about it. Because I can't really think of any other World War II general who was in as desperate a situation and did way more with way less, right? Like, he had to fight the biggest land power on Earth with like a small nothing nation, barely any manpower, no resources, no real like territory or whatever to defend himself from. And he still managed to pull it off. Technically, Finland lost the Winter War, but they lost it. I mean, you can look at the fucking casualty disparity yourself, as opposed to, you know, the Soviets got their ass kicked for basically 2 inches of land. And then, you know, the Finns entered World War II they entered the invasion of the Soviet Union on the side of the Germans, and they did pretty good there. And then afterwards, they turned on the Germans because they're like, well, I mean, we're not going down with you now that you're losing. And they had to fight the Germans, and they successfully did that too. And then they kept their sovereignty, and they managed to keep the Soviets out from invading them, all while remaining an independent power. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of any other World War II general who pulled off, basically just kept pulling rabbits out of a hat time and time again. I can't think of anybody else who did shit like that.
Fellow YouTube content creators, like, bro, get a life, you dweebs. Honestly, everyone out here is just a giant sack of bleeding vaginas. It's ridiculous. Anyways, that's pretty much what's happened. That's the intel. That's the info. Quartering has been exposed as definitely being a beta male soy boy. It's very obvious to anyone who's not one of his blind fanboys. And honestly, his fans are some of the dumbest people in the world. It's just
True. Still dumb. They've gotten dumber with time.
So it is what it is. Thanks for watching the video.
All right. So now, finally, we can get to Luther Morgan. So, hold on. Let me look at some. Here's what I'll do. Okay. So we go here. From Luther Morgan, Luther the writer, right? We go here, Luther the writer. He is the dude who made the Lol Cow book. You can find it now. You can listen to it on Spotify, you can buy it off Amazon. It's available on Audible, right? You can go and find yourself the Lol Cow book. And everybody, hold on, shit. Look at everybody who's following this guy. Ethan Ralph. Lol Cows. The Lol Cows follow Luther Morgan, and you should too. Anyway, Luther Morgan, he's saying right here, I woke up this morning to find that my video exposing Coffee Brand Coffee has no manufacturing facility in Wisconsin or Utah was removed. Why? Harassment and cyberbullying content found, according to YouTube. Working on a more detailed response. This video may have been taken down, but everything I said in my book, Lol Cows, the internet's never-ending story, I covered the Quartering's grifting extensively. Right? And we go here to a list of clips. You know, what's this right here? Hold on, let me go to... There we go. Take a look at your content. Take a look at your content and our policies, harassment and cyberbullying content. Why? It's because he had... According to this right here, it says he showed a fake email address called I poop my pants at Walmart at gmail.com. And that was cyberbullying and harassment. So anyway, we are now going to watch this video of Luther Morgan's, which has thankfully been preserved. Because everything involving Jeremy, everything dunking on Jeremy Hambly now gets archived because everybody already know, the streets already know how Jeremy gets down. We gotta save everything. We gotta save everything.
Our journey really begins in Utah. So here we have Coffee Brand Coffee L.
Unexpected error, try again. What do you mean? Unexpected error? Hold on, let me try again. Let me just reload it. All right, there you go.
Our journey really begins in Utah. So here we have Coffee Brand Coffee LLC. Now, Coffee Brand Coffee LLC, if you look at here, the formation date, which is April 14, 2022, and then if you scroll down here, look who the manager is. It's Jeremy Hambly. Now, of course, we redacted his address because that is a residential address. It's not a commercial address. But he is
very... See, look at how generous the trolls are, right? Look at how generous the detractor... Well, I would say he's more of a detractor than a troll, but, you know, same difference. Look how generous people are. People are just, like, hiding his address. I remember he would go after the clip channel, and the thing is that Flaked deliberately would go and, like, censor his wife's face whenever she showed up in any of his content. Even though she is a public figure, and Jeremy has put her on shit before, right? Put her in videos. As a matter of fact, if you go to Coffee Brand Coffee website, oh, hey, look at this. Let's see. Where's the about page? Where's the about page right here? Let's see. Home, shop, about. Oh, who's that? Damn, who's that bombshell? Who's that bad bitch next to the quartering? Oh, is that your wife? Is that your wife, Jeremy? Your wife you apparently want to hide from the world? You got her on your fucking about page on your website that you keep recommending to everybody. Oh, look, there goes German Shepherd still. It's German Shepherds that he wants to invite. He wants to show off to his friend Adam Seller's big titty wife. He wanted to show him these German Shepherds for some reason. I wonder what that's about. Wonder what's going on over there. Anyway. But yeah, you know, the trolls are so, the detractors are so generous. We're so generous, and still he cries about it.
Listed as the manager. Here you have Crook Legal Group, so this is the registered agent. So if you wanted to like sue Coffee Brand Coffee, or you wanted to serve them with legal documents, this is who you would go to. This is public information, by the way. And then, of course, we look at the bottom here. This is the physical address. So this is where the business is actually supposed to be taking place. And so this is a public address. This is a business address. So we're not doxing anybody. This isn't an individual. This is a company. It's a corporation. So my thing is, why is it out of Utah? Now, of course, that's where Mill Creek Coffee Roasters was. So it's heavily...
All right, so this is where my theory. So my theory, a couple people's theory, was about the drop ship coffee. That is using a white label product and that is actually being made by Mill Creek Coffee Roasters. And Jeremy is just taking their coffee and he's just packaging it with his shit, with fucking Coffee Brand coffee bags. And he's selling it like it's something he's making in-house. But Luther Morgan, he has a different explanation.
That was Jeremy's original coffee manufacturer. But I wanted to give Jeremy the benefit of the doubt, because maybe he's switched from Mill Creek Coffee Roasters to a different firm, or he has an actual coffee factory. So if you go to, Utah, and you go to the government website and you look around, it's the Utah Department of Agriculture and Food. So they're the ones that issue licenses for food processing, food manufacturing. So what I did was I reached out to the deputy commissioner of the Utah Department of Agriculture and Food, and I emailed
He just asked her. He just straight up asked her if any of this shit exists. Hey, excuse me, ma'am, is this shit real? I heard this guy, he keeps saying he has a coffee company. He has a coffee factory. Can you tell me if he's making that the fuck up? Thank you.
Said, hey, I'm requesting assistance to try and locate documentation for a food business called Coffee Brand Coffee. And, of course, the deputy commissioner here, Amber Brown, was gracious enough to respond to my request for public information. And she said, this manufacturer does not appear to be registered.
It doesn't exist.
Manufacturing program. So there is no Coffee Brand Coffee factory in Utah. Now, if we go back to the LLC, it says, well, of course it's not in Utah. The physical address says it's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Well, if you actually pull up that address into Google here, it's actually a virtual mailbox. So it is not a coffee factory. It's not an industrial park.
It doesn't exist. Like, all of this is so fucking Look, I didn't go over this in my patent troll video, but another strategy, another tactic that patent trolls like to use is that they will have these addresses, where these offices are supposed to be, so they can it's like an offshoot of the shell game strategy. They'll have like these shell office spaces, which a business is supposed to be there. But if you actually go there to like the business where they say is on the address, it's empty. If you ask the people who own the building, excuse me, there's supposed to be a building. There's supposed to be like an office space or whatever that's registered to this company here. They'll say, no, that doesn't exist. That's not even real. Jeremy's not even doing that. It's not even it's not even like an empty office space where this shit exists. He's literally, it's basically a P.O. box. No, it's not even a P.O. box. Literally a virtual address. It's not real.
A coffee shop. It is a virtual mailbox out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So another dead end, guys. Not looking good. So let's go to the State of Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. So this department, very long name, this is the department that handles like the food manufacturing, as well as many, many other things. As you can see on their website here, it's everything from campgrounds to butter, Christmas tree grower license.
This is the type of research I aspire to try and do every time I make a video. I'm always trying to get to this level. I'm always trying to get to this, get this deep. It's like when I was making the quartering documentary and I had to search and scrub just to find the transcript of that one video he made back in 2008, just so I can prove, yes, he has in fact been e-begging and saying that he needs our help all the way back in 2008. He's literally been doing that longer than Darkside Phil. This is what I'm always trying to aspire this level of autistic research.
Dairy and elk, but what we're really interested in is food processing plant license. So let's go into the food, dairy, and retail food licenses page. And if we go to the list here, so this is Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection, and we go to the registries and lists. And if we go down to right here where it says under food and recreational safety, we can pull up the food processing plant information, which is our next tab. So you go to food processing plant license holders. So if Coffee Brand Coffee is a real business, and if it's a real coffee factory in Wisconsin, it's going to be on this list. So let's get the PDF, shall we? So here we
Let's
have
get the PDFs,
This is
guys.
the food processing plant licensing.
Got to get them PDFs off the street. We hate them.
Now, these are all business addresses with business names and stuff. So there's no personal information on here. This is all public information, guys. So it's 95 pages, and this is everything from giant factories all the way down to your local butcher shop. So let's just do a little Control F search here, and let's type in coffee. So with Control F coffee, there's 83 results. Now, so for example, the first search that comes up here, it's a Torque Coffee Company Incorporated at
Twerk coffee.
3455 Payne
What does that taste like?
Avenue, Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Maybe it makes you twerk, right? Like you drank the coffee and then like, I don't know, it's just the caffeine is so potent, it's so strong that everything just starts vibrating in your body, like involuntarily.
So if we look that up, as you can see, guys, it's like a coffee factory in like an industrial park. So let's go to the next one just for demonstrative purposes here. So this is Door County Coffee and Tea Company. It's at 5773 State Highway 42, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. So let's pull that one up. Oh, it's like a roadside thing. It's like clearly a commercial thing, but smaller. So let's try another one just for the sake of... Oh, and we also have P.O. boxes in here too. So let's... that's not a real address.
P.O. box, not a virtual address, like an actual P.O. box. Even if it's just like a little thing, it's still something that physically exists.
So let's go to this one. It's Estes Vu Pretz Coffee Company LLC, and it's at 1250 East Washington Avenue, Madison, Wisconsin. So if we pull that one up, look at this. It's a very small coffee shop. So the reason why I say this is there's everything from giant industrial firms to kind of bigger sized commercial firms, all the way down to your local coffee shop. So, Jeremy can't say, oh, well, I run a small operation, it wouldn't be on there. No, it's all sizes of coffee.
He went through all of that just so he could remove all of the excuses. He has no excuse. Jeremy can't say anything after this. This is why he had to strike this down. This is why he had to flag this video down, because the first 5 minutes are just dedicated to him removing any possible excuse that Jeremy could have.
Coffee shop, all right? So if we go through this whole list, it's 83 firms. If we do Control F and go coffee brand, 0 results. So there's 0 results.
0, not a single one.
Now you say, okay, well, let's try the address. So if we go back to the Utah LLC, well, according to Coffee Brand Coffee LLC government paperwork, the physical address of the coffee factory is 1433 North Water Street, Suite 400, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So let's go ahead and plug that address. Into our search here. Oh, would you look at that? There's no food processing plant license holders.
Can't find a name, can't find the address. It sounds fake, doesn't it? Like when you really think about it, the name Coffee Brand Coffee, we always presume that it was just he was that unimaginative, that the best thing he could do was just Coffee Brand Coffee, or maybe he was making a lame joke. Like, oh, my shit is so... But looking back, it might have all just been a scam. It might have all just been a racket. Like it sounds like a placeholder name because that's literally what it is. It's for a product. It's for a thing that actually doesn't exist.
At that address. So, and if you search every other address, there is no coffee factory. So there's no coffee factory in Utah. We've confirmed that with the deputy commissioner over in Utah. And then per Wisconsin Department of Trade, per the state of Wisconsin, Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection, according to the food processing plant license holders list, which is very extensive and 95 pages long, Coffee Brand Coffee doesn't exist in Wisconsin. So just for a further nail in the coffin here, I emailed Coffee Brand Coffee, and I was a little bit sneaky, and I said, I'm thinking about buying some coffee. We're in the United States.
Oh, wow. He's so thorough. This is why I really appreciate... He really is the lolcow academic. right? Like, I wasn't joking about that. He really does. He goes to every single conceivable, just absolute nerd autism with this shit.
So just for a further
Give him his doctorate in lolcow studies. Give it to him
nail
already.
in the coffin here, I emailed Coffee Brand Coffee, and I was a little bit sneaky, and I said, I'm thinking about buying some coffee. Where in the United States is it shipped from? And of course, somebody responded, and they said, our coffees are shipped from Phoenix, Arizona. And it's funny because the automated thing says it's from Angel, but
This is actually like Jeremy Felting himself. Like, they don't even realize the dude who answered the email doesn't even know. Like, they don't even know that they just told on themselves.
then I later got a survey
Because they would have never given him this information otherwise.
for how would you rate the help Maggie gave you? So this is the infamous Maggie. This is
Nobody else, we wouldn't know. This is literally no other way we would know this shit was shipped from Phoenix, Arizona, unless Luther Morgan asked this person via an email. There's no other way we would have gotten that information.
the employee that Jeremy fired so that he could, buy a RC car track.
Oh, it was Maggie? Wait, was it Maggie?
Coffees are shipped from. And of course, somebody responded, and they said, our coffees
To regards. Oh no, it was Angel. Angel fucked up.
are shipped from Phoenix, Arizona. And it's funny because the automated thing says it's from Angel, but then I later got a survey for how would you rate the help Maggie gave you? So this is the infamous Maggie. This is the employee that Jeremy fired.
Oh, it was Maggie. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's why she No, he didn't know this. He didn't know that she did this.
So that he could, buy a RC car track. And he unceremoniously fired this woman right before Christmas.
Technically, hold up. This is like a retroactive felting, though, ain't it? Like Maggie, in a way, Maggie got back at him for firing her right before Christmas. It's like she didn't even realize it. She didn't even realize that she already had gotten her lick back before she even gotten fired.
And I requested 2 updates. I said, hello, is it roasted in Arizona as well? And then I emailed again, hello, can you tell me where the coffee is roasted? And then I received no response. So if there was any doubt that there's some coffee brand coffee factory out there,
Based Maggie just helping to destroy. She didn't even know. She had no idea, bro. It's like throwing a boomerang. And like you forgot that you threw the boomerang so hard. It like went out of sight. You didn't even realize that it came down. You know what it's more like? It's like Boogie firing his gun next to Frank Castle. And then like the bullet comes back down to earth as Frank is walking back to his hotel that day, and it hits him, right? Like it hits him right in the arm because, bullets are affected by gravity. They must come down after they're shot into the air, which is why you're not allowed to do warning shots because, I don't know, you might end up hitting somebody by accident.
somewhere, there's absolutely no coffee brand coffee factory in either Utah or Wisconsin. So, I don't know what Jeremy's talking about when he says that it's a family business, that he has a coffee roaster, this and that. He doesn't. So what?
How could it be a family business? He doesn't even have a family. Like who? Like the cats and the dogs? Do the cats and the dogs, do they help him run the business too? Like who's the family helping him run this family business?
Does he have? That's the big question. I don't think that coffee brand coffee is drop shipped coffee. If we go back to this video, and this is from March of 2025, in this video, Jeremy admits that he spent $300,000 on coffee brand coffee, and then he put $80,000 on a credit card. Now, this $300,000 I was able to locate, so he's kind of telling the truth here. This $300,000, this was a home equity line of credit, so basically a second
Wow.
mortgage on his house. So he put out a second mortgage on his house, effectively, for coffee brand coffee.
I take back what I said. I take back what I said earlier about DSP being slightly worse than Jeremy is 100%. Jeremy's 100% worse with money than Dark Side Fell. 100% worse.
February of 2025. So in March of 2025, this is where he publicly reveals that he's $300,000 in debt. And then he also says, I put $80,000 down on a credit card.
Yeah, Phil ain't even close, dude. It's like a whole nother realm of just being retarded when it comes to finances, dude. What do you mean? What do you mean you fucking put $400K fucking a home equity loan in credit card debt on your fucking coffee company, your fake coffee? Are you retarded?
Now, $80,000 on a credit card is really high. So what I did was, again, with Wisconsin Public Records, I went to the UCC.
We might have also overestimated. I said I give him 3 to 4 years. That guy, you know, the guy who said, oh, he's going to have it 2 years, you might be right. I really think this dude might end up declaring bankruptcy within 2 years, because this is ridiculous.
Lean website in Wisconsin, and you type in Jeremy Hambley's name and also Coffee Brand Coffee LLC, there's no commercial loans around that time. So he's probably correct when he says that he put it down on a credit card. It's just insane to me that Mr. Hambley, Jeremy Hambley, the quartering, the quarter pounder, the ham planet.
My personal speculation is that he uses a co-packer. Okay, that's worse. He uses a co-packer and he needed this $380K for a massive batch of coffee. Okay, so this is actually even worse. I was being generous with the drop ship coffee theory. That was actually me, because if you do that, right, if you do it via white label, if you're just drop shipping, that's less, that's less risk on your part. Actually co-packing, being a co-packer, right, that's like way riskier, bro. Like, you have to put a whole lot of money up front. You have a whole lot more to lose. This is still, I would say this isn't actually as bad as the Sydney Sweeney. The Sydney Sweeney shit is did I say, like, have I been saying Sydney Sweeney? Sydney Watson. The Sydney Watson shit is still way worse, because that's $250,000 just to simp, like, make a media empire with some bitch, just to simp for, like, some Australian woman who you never had a shot with, right? Like, that's actually way more embarrassing. But this, spending almost $400,000 co-packing, this is insane. This guy might be the only guy who is worse with money that we know of than Matthew Vickers, right? Maybe, no. I say Matthew Vickers, Vicious Vickers is still worse than quartering, because Vicious Vickers tried to declare bankruptcy like 3 or 4 times, and he was rejected literally every single time, right? And that's like a different level. That's a different level of just being a financial degeneracy, when they literally will not let you declare bankruptcy after you try to declare bankruptcy like 3 or 4 different times. But this is a close second, right? Jeremy is a close second. If he can, like, we'll see in like another few years where he's at. Maybe he'll finally beat out good old Vickers. But this is really bad. This is worse than what I thought it was.
He would go $380,000 in debt over Coffee Brand Coffee, but that's just how he operates.
Okay, Bossman Jack gambles $6 million, but he's like a mentally ill crackhead with a gambling addiction. So that's different.
As a businessman.
Also, he recently got arrested again, or at least the cops came to his house again. It's like 2 big things happened. One, the cops came to Bossman Jack's house again, and also his dad, after he heard that Bossman Jack, he won, I think it was like $60,000 in one pool. His dad came into the room for once. He did the thing that we always wondered, why doesn't Bossman Jack's rat dad just come in and unplug his computer every time he wins money so he can't gamble it again? He did it. His dad came into the room after he heard his son made all that money, and he's like, no, we're not doing this again. He came in, he unplugged the internet. Finally, Rat Dad did the thing he should have did forever ago.
And I think that we've adequately demonstrated using public search tools that there is no coffee factory in Utah or in his home state of Wisconsin where he lives and where he operates his business from, according to the business records. So I would say to Jeremy Hambley and to Coffee Brand Coffee, tell me the name of the coffee company. Send me an email with the food processing plant license or the food manufacturing license. And
how about I just flag you? How about I just fucking flag you, Luther? How about I just fucking flag you, you bitch? How dare you spread this misinformation? Like, what do you mean sources? What do you mean you asked the bitch who ran the Department of Agriculture about, like, the company and she told you no? What do you mean you actually went and you looked up my address and you found that it doesn't exist? What do you mean? That's just bullshit. You're slandering me. That's defamation. I should sue you too. And then, he took the video down. I don't think he's going to get a response. I don't think you're going to get a response from Jeremy Luther. Anyway, for anybody else who wants this video, you can find it on Twitter or you can go on Kiwi Farms and find it there. It's already archived, and I'm glad I got 1.3 thousand people watching, right? So all of you guys have also now seen it. You all know the truth about Jeremy's coffee company, and this was the nail in the coffin. It's bullshit. It's not bullshit. He does have the coffee. He is actually trying to sell coffee, but he's gone like $400,000 in debt to just like buy a bunch of because he's co-pack. It's embarrassing. It's insane. It is insane. This guy is crazy. This guy has lost his mind. And I'm happy for it. We're all happy for it, man. We're all happy to just see bad times happening to Jer Bear over here. He deserves the absolute worst, and it's only getting worse for him. It's not going to get better. It's going to get even worse before it get better, Jeremy. I swear it's going to. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for showing up. And hold up. What the fuck? I forgot to read these super chats. I'm sorry. Some of you guys sent them to me. Stomp Moss, thank you for $5. Quarter Pounders YouTube shorts are just like his real shorts, full of shit. Quiet Rider, thank you for $5. To all the nerds who want to get revenge on your bullies from high school, the greatest revenge is your success. Personally, I'd hire my old bullies. Big Nick, thank you for $10. What the fuck? What am I typing? I'm trying to type and read at the same time. Big Nick, thank you for $10. He's useless, overpaid, boring, unfunny, hypocritical, has a big, fragile ego, steals other people's work, and has ridiculous pull in the workplace. Is Jeremy the final boss of middle management? Yeah, I think that you actually could make a case for Jeremy being an example of somebody who got promoted way beyond their station in life. He got really lucky, right? The algorithmic stimulus package, as we like to call it. Like, he got blessed, and the blessing's starting to go away, right? Like, he's recalibrating the meta, and he realized that he was giving out them blessings a little bit too freely, right? So he's self-correcting right now, and he doesn't know where the fuck he's going, and he's starting to return to the level where he's supposed to be, and he's crashing out over it, and everybody's making fun of him because of it. Christ, thank you for $4.99. At this rate, Jeremy might have to start working the night shift at Johnny Rockets. He's too lazy for that. Raynock, thank you he couldn't do manual labor, like seriously. I can't think of any lolcow who after losing it all went to a normal job. Lolcows usually just like stay on the internet doing the same old until they literally cannot, until they bottom out and they have no choice but to return to a normal life. And even then, they'll usually choose not to. Ralph has bottomed out like at least 3 or 4 times by now, and he just keeps on keeping on. Raynock, thank you for $1.99. But Jeremy said he was buying a new roaster, lol. Yeah, that was bullshit. Kaiser Konagratzer, what is true? What we do know that I was correct about, he does not have his own roaster. He does not have his own factory. He owns a coffee business in that he is selling coffee. All the other things that go into a coffee business, he's not doing those. And that makes this more retarded. Imagine going in all this depth just to be a co-pack. That's insane, dude. You should own, if you're going to do that, if you're going to go into all this depth, hundreds of thousands, probably over $1 million at this point, in depth over this fucking coffee company, at least own the means of production too. Like, goddamn. Kaiser Konagratzer, thank you for $5. 300K loan for a depreciating asset, coffee, or 6 figures to be friend zoned by Watson, Mac, and Claire, which is the more insane waste of money. The friend zoning, totally, by far, the friend zoning. Paying for female attention will always be more pathetic. Because at least with spending all that money on a depreciating asset, at least you could say he's a dreamer. At least you could say he's somebody who's betting on himself, and he's thinking that he could actually make it into he could make a coffee empire. And if he was less retarded, maybe he might have. But no, like the just buying shit just to get women to pretend to like you on the internet and then failing to get a crumb anyway. Yeah, that's way more embarrassing. Anyway, thanks for showing up, everybody. I'm glad that you guys all showed up for another ass clapping of the quartering. My voice is going out, as you can see. It lasted me just long enough for the stream, which, just goes to show that I was meant to do this show today. Anyway, appreciate you guys for showing up. Video out next week, dumping on the quartering. I'm taking my turn. And, then I'm going to tag out. And then June the King is going to jump in early May with his big doc that's going to get over 1 million views. This might be his biggest video he's made in a while, right? It's just a all-you-can-eat buffet when it comes to quartering content. Anyway, see you guys.